off. And here we go. This game is underway. The kick is tumbling to Williams on the goal line. Out he comes to the 10. He's to the 15, to the 20. Has a crack at the 30, 35. Good return. He's out over the 40-yard line. And let's see where they spot him at about the 43-yard line. And he's tackled there by Charles Harbison. For the game, Lee Corso asked Bobby Hebert, the Michigan quarterback, about his offense today.
I think, to beat Boston, we really have to control the ball. And as far as, the play action part of the game, I think we're going to run the ball. And if we can run the ball successful, we'll come with a few play action passes to keep them off balance to where they won't know if we're running or passing. And I think since Carter's, been with us a little longer, we'll definitely get the ball to him more.
On the first handoff, it goes to Cleo Miller. Miller's over the 45 to the 47. Miller 33 and Lacey 28 are the setbacks. And here's the offensive lineup right now for the Michigan Panthers. Quarterback is Bobby Hebert. Miller's 33. Lacey's 28. The wide receivers, Anthony Carter will be number 1. Derek Holloway's number 29. And the tight end, Mike Cobb, is number 85. And there's the offensive line. Godfrey, McGriff, Radloff, Dornbrook, and Pinney. 3 former Pittsburgh players in that front line right now. It's on the 47-yard line. Second down, 6. Hebert, Lacey. Lacey's run out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Just over, nudging into Boston territory. Taken out by Bill Rowe, the inside linebacker. They're short of a first down. We have third down, about 1.5 yards to go. Let's take a look at the Boston defense. 3-man line. Wilkerson, Lee, and McLean up front. The linebackers, Needham and Phillips outside. Marcus Merrick and Bill Rowe inside. Third down, 1.5 yards to go for Michigan on the Boston 49. Going to throw on third in the yard. And he's got his man wide open. That's Cobb, the tight end, or Eccles that just went in, number 88, replacing Cobb. That'll be a first down for the Michigan Panthers. Eccles from Oklahoma State. There's the defensive backfield. Wilson and Carter are the cornerbacks. Harbison and Joe Restic. Restic's father is the head coach at Harvard University. Restic formerly played at Notre Dame. First down, Michigan on the Boston 42. A little surprised to see that 3rd and 1 pass, Lee.
Absolutely, particularly from a running football team. They threw a nice play-action pass and delayed a high percentage pass to Eccles. They like to bring Eccles in because he's a little bit better pass receiver, they think, than Cobb, the number 1 tight end.
No score. We're just underway here in Boston. First down, Michigan on the Boston 41-yard line. And they jump back. No flag down. Now a flag goes down. Hebert tosses it out. Anthony Carter out of his hand. Might have been slightly deflected as it came to him. Anthony Carter, the 3-time All-American from Michigan. Woodrow Wilson defending against him. You saw the 2 Boston players that were going to blitz. They jumped back. Then the flag went down after the snap.
Merrick is a former All-Big Ten linebacker from Ohio State. You notice they're trying to time it. And the quarterback, Hebert, who's a young quarterback, although does a nice job of changing the snap count and causes them to jump offside. They had man-for-man coverage, and I'll tell you what, Wilson, number 20, or anybody else in this league, cannot play Anthony Carter one-on-one.
It's first down and 5 to go, the offside against the Boston Breakers. It's on the 36-yard line of Boston. First and 5. Bobby Hebert from Northwest Louisiana State College. The 3rd-round pick in Michigan. And that offensive man move. That's number 61, Tyrone McGriff of Florida A&M. We told you 3 of these members of the offensive line, a legal procedure against Michigan, came over from the Steelers. The other tackle, Ray Pinney's only practiced 3 days with this team. And Lee, you as a coach know that it takes longer for an offensive line to mesh than any phase of football.
One of the things, though, about professional football, it usually is just a terminology situation because most of the teams run the same basic offense. And that's a 5-yard penalty because the offensive guard cannot pick up his hand once he places it in position.
Well, we're back to 1st and 10. Michigan on the Boston 41-yard line. Hebert to Miller. Miller is decked at the 39-yard line by Billy Don Jackson of UCLA, who's gone in there at nose tackle.
Those were the same kind of plays that John Williams will go about 16 or 17 yards further because he has quicker acceleration than number 33, Miller.
Miller's out. John Williams is in, a rookie from Wisconsin. He'll be number 40. He's been their top runner the last 3 games. 2nd down, 8. Michigan on the Boston 39. No score. 12:40 to go in the first period. There's Williams. He cuts it to the 36, maybe the 35 of the Boston Breakers. And he's hit there by 51, Bill Rowe, the inside linebacker from Colorado.
That's the same play that Williams made such great yardage against Chicago 3 weeks ago. And you can tell that Dale Lindsey, the linebacker coach, former Browns coach, has worked hard on his linebackers, Rowe and Merrick, in stepping up and stopping that play. Very, very fine defensive job by Dale Lindsey, the linebacker coach.
3rd down and 5. Michigan has 2 tight ends, Cobb and Eccles in there. Holloway, the wide receiver, went out. Here's Carter in motion. Hebert to throw. Out he goes. He flares it. It's out of bounds, and they're going to spot it out very close to the 1st down at the 31-yard line to Ken Lacey, who was running a swing pattern from Tulsa University. It's going to be close for a 1st down. Let's take another look at that, Lee.
And you watch number 88 come across your picture. He's the number 1 receiver, Eccles. You notice in the bottom of the picture, he cannot throw the ball to him, so he dumps it off quickly to Lacey, who was his number 2 receiver. Obviously, a very, very fine clutch play by Hebert.
Mike the Bull Hagan, number 34, is in. 4th down, a half yard to go on the Boston 32-yard line. And they're going for it. That's Hagan. He'll be a blocker. Quarterback sneak by Bobby Hebert. Let's see if he has it. The Michigan team took Hebert at quarterback and said, look, you're going to play every play unless you're hurt. We want you to learn. You're going to get in there and soak. We don't care if you're taking a beating. If you're doing everything wrong, you're going to learn to be a pro quarterback, according to his coach, Jim Stanley, there, formerly of Oklahoma State. And so they've gone with a kid at quarterback. And this league is mostly veteran quarterbacks, and it's good to see him start to develop a youngster like this.
I think that's a smart move in there because their future is going to be in this guy's hands, and he's a fine football player.
1st down, Michigan on the Boston 30-yard line in the I formation. Play action. It is to Holloway. Great catch. He's got it at the 17-yard line. Derek Holloway hit by M.L. Carter. Holloway's been a real sleeper. He's from Arkansas. He's averaged 22.8 a catch.
You'll notice the linebackers, Rowe and Merrick, again blitzing. It's man-on-man coverage. M.L. Carter could not hold up with Holloway. Holloway's only 5'7", but he's got tremendous concentration on the football. He drove him deep and concentrated and broke both feet in. A nice 1st down play.
Michigan on the Boston 17. 3 1st downs in a row for Michigan. 11 minutes to play in the first period. No score. Boston does not have the ball yet. That's John Williams at the 15. He goes to the 10-yard line. So he cuts it for 7 yards. John Williams hit by Larry McClain, the right end. Williams from Wisconsin, a rookie, averaged 4.6 yards a carry. And they must have had some pretty good players at Wisconsin.
I tell you what,
you coached against them.
Yeah, we had some success on him, but Williams was a tremendous big play player. And you'll notice as the game is progressing, they're immediately going behind Thornbrook, number 63, and Penny, number 74, the 2 formed for Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going off that right side and attacking Wilkerson, who's a 6'4", 255-pound number 75 from Houston. But I think that the experience of Thornbrook and Penny is starting to take hold right here.
Didn't Williams come up with some big games against Michigan and Ohio State?
Exactly. In 1 year, he beat Ohio State and Michigan with 1 screen play and 1 long run.
There's your score while they attend to the injured player. 10:45 to go in the first period. 0-0. Michigan's had the ball 4 minutes, 15 seconds. They received the opening kickoff. That's McLean coming out. He was shaken up. And he's going to be replaced by Billy Don Jackson. Williams ran the opening kickoff back 43 yards. They clicked off 3 first downs in a row. Hebert is throwing 3 passes, completed all 3. Short passing game, 25 yards, and they have it on the 10-yard line of Boston. 2nd down, 3. Bobby Hebert barking out those signals. And he gives the ball off to Ken Lacey from Tulsa, a 220-pounder. He's piled up about the 9-yard line by Ernie Price, number 68, who just came in, or the Boston Breakers. Put it on the 8-yard line. They have 3rd down and a yard to go. They get a double tight end offense in there now. Cobb and Eccles for blocking power. Williams will be the tailback on the I. Lacey in front of him. 3rd down and a yard to go. That's Hagan in motion. It's to Williams. Williams fumbles. And it is recovered. The touchdown. Michigan recovers it in the end zone for a touchdown. Let's see who's on it. Boston had a shot at it and let it slither away on the 2-yard line. It might be Hagan. Watch this ball flop around.
Well, Williams is really hit here by number 68. Ernie Price bangs him a good one. He drops the football. Number 70, Godfrey looks like he's got his one chance to score a touchdown. Doesn't get it. It's a scramble.
I think Don Eccles recovered it. Number 88, the tight end for the touchdown.
Too bad Godfrey missed it. Chris Godfrey from Michigan would have had his first touchdown in a long time.
Well, Michigan scores on a fumble. The kick is up, and the kick is good by Novo Boyevich. For the score, with 9:36 to play in the first period, the Michigan Panthers 7 and the Boston Breakers nothing. Here's the kickoff by Boyevich. It is coming to Anthony Steele of Boston on the 15 to the 20. And he runs into the white-shirted Panthers along his own 26-yard line. All right, Lee, let's take another look at the touchdown. Not the prettiest one you've ever seen.
No, but watch number 88. Keep your eye on the bottom of your picture, number 88, Don Rickles. Now, Eccles, excuse me. Maybe it's Rickles. He's playing. But just watch number 88. Just keep your eye on him. He's on all fours right here. See him? Now watch him start to crawl. Right hand bottom of your picture. Did he? Watch him. He's going to sneak along, crawl, touchdown. Just like we drew it up in the playbook.
The quarterback is Johnnie Walton, who was a coach for 3 years at Elizabeth City College. Retired from coaching to be a player again. It's the Richard Crump trying to sweep. Michigan got him, and they'll throw him for a loss as he tries to turn his own left end. Here's the Breaker offensive team. The quarterback, Johnnie Walton, number 10. Crump's number 26. Tony Davis is number 25. Charlie Smith, the wide receiver, is 85. Nolan Franz is 84, the other wide receiver. And Bo Koash is the tight end. Hurley, Raymond, McLaughlin, Franklin, and Horton are the offensive linemen. It's on the Boston 24-yard line, 2nd and 12. Michigan leading 7-0 in the first period. Walton the throw, swings it out to Davis. And he's stopped at the 28-yard line. Tony Davis played with the Bengals. He was originally drafted by the Bengals. And then with Tampa Bay. His college ball, Nebraska. There's a scoring drive. They had the ball over 5 minutes, went 56 yards, capped off by a fumble, recovered for a touchdown.
Nice drive because they used nice controlled passing games and let Hebert get a lot of confidence in himself. Nice short passes. Now he thinks he can throw the ball against anybody. Good strategy by that ball club.
Charlie Smith is flanked left. Nolan Franz to the right. Walton's pitch to Crump. Crump's out to the 30. Runs hard to the 35, and he's stopped there short of a first down. And the punting team is coming on for the Boston Breakers. Ray Bentley, the inside linebacker, made the tackle for Michigan. Let's watch Big John Corker of Oklahoma State pursue on this one, number 57, Lee.
He'll come to the inside. Remember I said about his speed and quickness, he's great acceleration, but also being tall, he can reach out there at 6'6" and come back. He's one of the best football players that I have seen in this United States Football League this year.
4th and 1. There's Anthony Carter, the punt returner. All-time touchdown leader of the Big Ten Conference. And this kick by Casarino. He booms one to Carter. Carter's at the 10. Carter's trying to shake away and is pinned down at the 17-yard line. Tremendous kick. 55-yard punt. A 7-yard return by the new punter, Dario Casarino. He may be the biggest punter in the history of football. He is 6'7" and weighs 240 pounds. All right, we're going away, but we'll be back here in Boston with a score: Michigan 7, Boston nothing. And as we return to this United States Football League game, Michigan has the ball on their 17-yard line with a first down. The first time they had the ball, they went 56 yards for a touchdown. Bobby Hebert is the quarterback. Hebert gives it to John Williams. Williams stacked up on the 19-yard line of Michigan, a 2-yard advance. And submarining the play is Ben Needham, the outside linebacker of Michigan. 2nd down, 8. Bobby Hebert, a rookie, 6'4", good size, 205. Northwest Louisiana State, and he's hit 53% of his passes this year, 10 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Dick Corey, the head coach at Boston. What do you think of Hebert, Lee?
I think he's a fine prospect. He's got good height. He has great confidence in his ability. I think the reason why he's been successful, though, is he's getting good play from the rest of his players.
This is what they need in this league, some young quarterbacks like this to bring along. The way the AFL started to do it in the mid-60s after going with the veterans for a while. Stumbling out to the 23-yard line is Ken Lacey of Tulsa University. He picks up 4, and Michigan's now presented with a 3rd and 4. Billy Rowe hit him, the inside linebacker of Boston. I remember when Paul Christman and I used to do those early days of the AFL. They had Tobin Rowe, Jack Kemp, Babe Corelli, a lot of Len Dawson. Fellows have been around. But gradually, the next 2 or 3 years, they started to move out aggressively and sign the Bradshaws and all the great young quarterbacks they get their hands on with money. 3rd and 4. There's an offside. That'll be Darrell Wilkerson who charged off unless he was drawn off. Number 75 of Houston.
That's an illegal procedure, which means that one of those offensive linemen had their hand down and then picked it up, which drew the defensive lineman across. That's a 5-yard penalty.
Ball start. Offense, number 63. 3rd down.
Ball's on Michigan's 18-yard line. Dornbrook is a man that moved. He was the right guard.
It's interesting. They've had penalties on everybody but Penny.
Yeah.
Number 74.
He's only practiced 3 days.
Maybe that's why he doesn't have any
just,
penalties. Concentrate more.
Maybe he said, I'm just going to sit here and see what happens. 3rd down. 9. Hebert looking the field over, shoots it out. And catching the ball is the wide receiver, Frank McLean, 82, for a first down. He's their 3rd receiver from North Texas State.
Interesting strategy. He was in the backfield that time and went in motion. And as a reason why that play worked is that when he went in motion, they left him go, and then he's wide open. It was almost a Patterson shift. But number 82 came out of the backfield as a receiver who went in as a back, went in motion, and then slipped in that open area. And that was a tremendous pass by Hebert, because if it hadn't been perfect, they might have intercepted it.
Well, all Hebert has done is hit 4 out of 4 so far. First down, Michigan on their 37. They're in the lead, 7-0. 4:50 to go. Boston trying to blitz. They nearly broke that one. Ken Lacey, 28. Boston had a double blitz on. If he'd have got another couple of yards, he was gone. Bought the ball down on the 43-yard line of Michigan. A 6-yard advance by Ken Lacey. It is 2nd down, 4. Michigan has controlled the clock and the ball in this game, and they're leading 7-0. Who they're taping up there.
Horton.
Second down 4. Hebert to Williams. There's a good hit by Marcus Merrick. And Mike Brewington of East Carolina College, number 58. So they stopped Williams. No gain at the Michigan 43, 3rd and 4 for the Panthers, who lost 4 of their first 5 games, have now won 3 in a row. They're not drawing the way they should out there. And I think once those fans in that Michigan area leave, see how this club's coming along, they're going to take to them.
It's a nice young ball club with Hebert and Carter.
That's right.
And Williams.
Players. And Corker. Hebert to throw on 3rd down. Toss of it, incomplete. Breaking up the play was Bill Rowe. The pass was intended for Cobb, the tight end. He was jammed in by 2 defenders, and they couldn't get the ball to him.
Yes, nice pressure on by number 75, Wilkerson. But you watch Rowe. He's 6'3", 230-pound former Colorado linebacker. You'll notice he'll play zone, which means he goes back and watches the quarterback's eyes and then strips the ball away from Mike Cobb right there. Nice quickness from the point. He saw the ball being thrown.
Rick Partridge in punt formation. And the kick wobbling to Ira Matthews on the 19. Matthews to the 20 and is tripped up there. An excellent play going down the cover by Bentley, the linebacker. Let's go to Jack Whitaker for an update in New York.
Jack Whitaker in ABC Sports Control in New York, and in that Denver-New Jersey game, Denver has scored first on a textbook drive that took 16 plays, 10 minutes and 12 seconds, a 1-yard run by Harry Sidney, and Denver is up 7-0 over the New Jersey Generals. Now we'll take you back to Kurt Gowdy.
Boston's ball, their 24-yard line. First down. They've had the ball 1 series of downs in this game, and that's it with 3:21 to play in the first period. Johnnie Walton. Quick pitch out. Completes it to Tony Davis. Davis has a first down. Finally piled up at the 40-yard line of the Breakers. And he's hit there by Fred Logan. Let's quickly get down to the sidelines in ABC's Mike Berry.
Don Eccles, the man with the good hands, to recover that ball for a touchdown in the end zone. Don, tell us what happened.
Oh, it was just a regular little running play going to the right and everything. All I had to do was cut my man off, but I decided to just hold on to take him all into the end zone. And I looked down, caught a little glance of the ball, you know. So best thing to do, get on them when they like that.
Michigan's playing well now. You're happy to be reunited with your Oklahoma State coach, Jim Stanley.
Oh, yeah, much so. You know, like we have he's the type of man that if he tell you something, you can take it to the bank, and I know him well from college and everything. And he's more than a coach to me and everything, you know. He's a friend on the field. He's a bigger friend off the field to me.
Don Eccles, thank you very much. Kurt, it's warm down here. Let's go back upstairs.
Next time we see you, how about taking that jacket off, Mike?
What that young man said right there is why you men go into coaching. Jim Stanley will never forget what Rickles just said about him being his friend and confidant.
Well, that was a very fine compliment. 3 minutes to go in the first period. Michigan leading Boston 7-0. The penalty against Michigan was declined by the Breakers. They have a first down on their 40-yard line. And they have Richard Crump and Tony Davis in the backfield behind Johnnie Walton. And we may have encroachment here by Dave Tipton, the nose guard, who crossed the neutral zone and I think touched one of the offensive linemen of the Breakers, which is automatically the penalty. Oh, now they're going to call it. That's right. It's against Michigan. So this will put the ball on the Boston 45-yard line and make it 1st and 5.
Encroachment. Defense, number 65. First down.
That'll happen a lot of times because the quarterback changes his tone. Like you'll say, go, go. And the guy, instead of listening, should watch the football.
First down 5 for the Boston Breakers. Walton to Richard Crump. Crump is nailed at the 47-yard line of the Breakers. Hit by David Greenwood. David Greenwood was the first draft pick of Michigan. He was an all Big Ten player 2 years in the secondary at Wisconsin. He's 6'3", and listen to this. He high jumps 7 feet 2 inches.
Wait, I got a bit of trivia you won't believe. We are seeing today the first time in the history of football where two defensive backs high jumped over 7'2". And Arno, his buddy, high jumped 7'2 1/4 at Iowa State.
They should be basketball players. Maybe they are. Walton's out there with it. Just out of the reach of Dick Crump. Crump was in the open. A little bit, inches away from his fingertips. He has a nice touch in that ball, Walton. You know what? He sort of feathers it when he has to and pings it when he needs to.
You wonder why he's so wide open. The reason he's wide open is 52 played the fake in the middle. That's what you call play-action passes. You fake a run to hold the linebacker inside, and then you try to throw the ball deep behind him.
It's 3rd down 3. The Breakers ball on their 47. Charlie Smith came out as a wide receiver. They've got David Bale in there, another tight end, a 2 tight end offense. 3rd and 3. Crump gets the call, and he is blasted at the 45-yard line of Boston. He's hit there by Bentley and Corker. Bentley's number 50 and Corker's 57. Boston fails to pick up a first down. They lost 2, and they have a 4th and 5. And here's the giant in there again, Dario Casarino. 6'7" Casarino, 240 pounds, University of Washington. And just the opposite is the little guy, Anthony Carter, back as the safety man.
Michigan will have more success with Carter if they try to run outside on punt returns than in the middle.
He gets away another good spiral. Fair catch. Ball for. The ball hits. It's touched by Boston. And it's where it's touched. Let's see where they put it down. They're going to flag it down and inside the 10, back in the 8-yard line. So Michigan will have the ball. That was David Bale who went down there and touched the ball. We'll be back here with a score of Michigan 7 and the Boston Breakers nothing. They have Frank McLean and Anthony Carter as the wide receivers. Hebert faking a handoff, passes it, trying to hit his back coming down the field. Cleo Miller, he was racked up. Joe Restic, interesting young fella, Joe Restic. Restic is taking a year off from dental school at the University of Pennsylvania. He passed one of the highest entry tests in the history of the school. When he went to him and said, I want to take a shot at pro football, can I take a year off? They said, go ahead, because of the examination you took. Brilliant young man, and quite a leader on this team as a youngster. Billy Don Jackson has replaced Odious Lee at nose tackle. 2nd and 10 for Michigan from their 20. With a split backfield, it goes to Lacey. Lacey jammed up on the 24-yard line, getting in under the play. Billy Rowe, the inside linebacker of the Boston Breakers.
You notice how the kicking game, the great punting by Casarino, has forced Michigan to go a long way, and they seem to be more conservative now. I think this is going to turn into a situation where Boston will get the ball eventually around the 50 and have good field position like Michigan did and be able to touch it in and make it a 7-7 ball game.
Boston needed some kicking. They had an average of 29 yards a game. So this big guy showed up today. 3rd down and 7. Michigan on their 23-yard line. Michigan ahead in the last 33 seconds of the first period, 7-0. Hebert throws to Carter. Carter can't hold on to it. Lee, I noticed in practice he was dropping the ball. I saw him drop 3 or 4 in practice.
That time they had Love, number 40, Terry Love from Murray State on him man for man. But he also had some help with Restic in the backfield. Now you'll notice number 40 will get right in his hip and cover him, and he will not look for the football. Notice his head, number 40, until Carter looks. When Carter looks, that means the ball's on his way, and he calls stripping the ball. Nice defensive play.
Rick Partridge kicks it to Matthews. Fair catches it at the 44-yard line. Ira Matthews was originally drafted by the Oakland Raiders. He led the nation in the NCAA statistics and punt returns at Wisconsin. We're going to be back here first quarter with a score 7-0 Michigan. May be the last play of the first period. At the top of the scoreboard, you see there are 22 seconds to go. Boston's ball on their 44-yard line with a first down. Richard Crump, the lone setback behind the quarterback, Johnnie Walton. Walton has been sacked only twice all year. He has a quick release. There's a pass complete to the 50 to the 48-yard line of the Michigan Panthers. As he throws it out there and hits Nolan Franz, number 84, the wide receiver. And we're down to 8 seconds to go in this period. I can see a lot of the reasons why he hasn't been sacked much is the way he gets rid of the ball, Lee.
They have a timing pass game, which means they're going to throw the football with it before 2.5. That means no matter what happens, they can't get to him.
So there's the end of the first quarter. United States Football League from Boston, Massachusetts. The Michigan Panthers leading the Boston Breakers 7-0. The Boston University field here. Second quarter beginning. Michigan leading 7-0. Boston's ball on the Michigan 49-yard line. Second down and 3. They have a slot right, a wide slot right. Lockett coming in motion. Tony Davis carries the ball for a first down to the 44-yard line of Michigan. Boston's ball on the Michigan 44. This is the deepest penetration for the Boston Breakers in the game. But the Breakers dominated the first period. Lee will take a look at the stats for you.
Anytime you're running the football like that, 4-1, you're usually winning the football game. The most significant statistic also is the fact that when you're running the ball, you keep the ball 10 minutes to 4 minutes.
Now they've controlled it, Michigan. First down, Boston on the Michigan 44. Back it goes. Walton's toss wide open. It's at the 5, and it is a touchdown. Nolan Friend, the old flea flicker sleigh. He handed the ball to Davis, back to Walton, and Walton fired it down the middle, the 10-yard line. To Nolan Franz, number 84 of Tulane. He goes in for the touchdown. Remember now, in this United States Football League, they have the option to go for 2. I used to love that 2 points in the American Football League, but I don't think the coaches like it, Lee.
Well, it depends. It depends if you're going for 2 to win it. I lost a big Purdue game once, 24-23 with 15 seconds to go. We missed it, but I tell you what, in that situation, you gotta go for it. You don't go to play ties.
Now, you can hardly win if you go for the tie. Everybody says you should have gone for the win. Tim Mazzetti to kick. He's hit 19 out of 19 extra points this year. He's been deadly place kicking all year. The kick is up, and he is still perfect. 20 out of 20 for Tim Mazzetti. This game is tied with 14-15 to play in the first half, 7-7. Let's take a look at that last play from the end zone.
Now, when the quarterback hands the ball off, the defensive back has a tendency to go to sleep. That's why the man Lockett is so far open. Franz is the defensive back, number 24. Carter went to sleep because he thought it was going to be a run. All coaches have those plays, and they work on them. You never expect them to work.
To just nail that 49-yard pass. The Panthers have controlled the clock and the ball, but they're tied on 1 strike by Boston. This kick is down by Oliver Davis in the end zone, a touchback. And they'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line now. There it is, 3 plays, 56 yards. Took them a little over a minute. First down. Michigan's ball on the 20-yard line. 41 players suit up for games in the United States Football League. They can suit 40 up, and they can have 1 extra, a 41st man who must be a quarterback, a 3rd stringer, but he can play only if the first 2 quarterbacks become injured and are unable to play. So each team has 41 men suited up there. That's Anthony Carter in motion. Lacey with the ball, running well out to the 29-yard line. A yard short of a first down. He was upended by Bill Rowe, the inside linebacker of Colorado University. Second down 1 for Michigan. Lacey, from Tulsa University.
This situation is one of the favorites of all coaches. Second down and 1 or less than 1. You can go for a bomb and throw it away, or you can go for the first down. Let's take a look at what Coach Jim Stanley's going to do.
Well, this has always been a good passing down in pro football. Second down, a yard to go. They're going for the first down, and they have it. Lacey again. And they're going to spot the ball at the 36-yard line of Michigan. First down. 7-7 game, 13 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the first half. Michigan in white, if you just joined us. The Boston Breakers in the blue. This is old Braves Field where the Boston Braves used to play. Babe Ruth once played here. 1934, his last year in baseball. Sort of a swan song for Babe is when he hit 3 home runs at Pittsburgh. Great charge in that time by number 58, Mike Brewington, who's coming there to make a couple of key plays on defense. Tackled Ken Lacey. Boy, he had a charge, Lee.
Exactly. He got off the ball quicker than that guard, number 61. McGriff could get to him. McGriff was supposed to block him, but he made too much penetration. A nice defensive play. One of the best ways to beat the Michigan team is to don't let those traps get set up like they did against Chicago. Attack them, and they're doing a very nice job of that.
Second down, 14. Michigan on their 32-yard line. As the Boston Breakers have come alive here. They're being soundly outplayed in the first period. Bear sets up. Now he's under the gun. And it is complete to the 41-yard line. That's the first time he's had to leave the pocket. He'll move around. Actually, they want him to run more. He's a pretty good runner. And they don't think he takes off enough, Lee, that he could gain some yardage running.
He can. And now, you know why? He probably does not want to look like he doesn't know exactly what he's doing. In that situation, number 28 blocked down the field. Lacey blocked the man down the field, and that's a severe penalty. That's offensive, blocking down the field. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty against the Michigan team.
Well, they wipe up that pass game.
Pass interference. Offense, number 28.
It's a loss of down.
Loss of down. Third down.
That puts the ball on the Michigan 22. 22-yard line of Michigan. They have a third down and 24 yards to go.
You might wonder why that's such a severe penalty. I'll tell you why. Because if you didn't have that penalty, you could have an offensive man go down there and block a defensive man and throw it to a friend of his. That's why it's such a severe penalty.
Anthony Carter spread to the right. Derek Holloway to the left. They have to go for a long gainer here. Bear fires it out, and it is complete to the 39-yard line. But they're short of a first down. Let's go down to Mike Berry and the Boston quarterback, Johnnie Walton.
Thank you, Kurt. Johnny, you find yourself in a 7-7 tie ball game here in the second quarter with a little razzle-dazzle. What went into the planning on that play?
Well, you know, they are predictable. When you see them playing a certain coverage, you put certain things in, and today we called the play at the exact right time. They did not have deep safety support, so we tried to get the flea flicker in. This time it worked, you know, and it's 7-7 and having fun.
They're a tough defensive ball club. They rank 5th in the league. We'll go right back upstairs now to Kurt Gowdy.
All right, the punt by Partridge to Ira Matthews, and Matthews was smothered immediately on the 26-yard line of the Boston Breakers, where Boston will take over. So when we return, the score is still Boston Breakers 7, the Michigan Panthers 7. That's Jim Stanley, the Michigan coach in the upper left. Dick Torrey, the Boston coach in the lower right. Here's Boston out now on their 26-yard line with a first down. We're in a tie game here in Boston, 7-7. And the pitch comes to Richard Crump. Crump's been stopped fairly effectively today by Michigan. He's a 4th leading rusher in the United States Football League, averaging 5.2 a carry. The best rushing average in the league doesn't belong to Bryant of Philadelphia or Walker of New Jersey. It's to Sidney of Denver, who's averaged 5.8 yards a carry. And I heard the recap there by Jack Whittaker. He scored a touchdown in that game out there today in Denver. Second down 8. Boston's ball, their own 28. Quick flick. A delay to Davis, 35. He has a first down. Tony Davis is at the 40-yard line.
You're going to love this replay. If you'll watch number 26, Grump, he will make the block that leaves 25 Davis. Now, watch Grump right there. That's a great little delay pattern, a real short pass, but very, very confident building play.
Watch Corker, number 57, going in there. They get him out of there. He leads the league in sacks, 16.5, but he hasn't been able to get to Walton today with an injured player. Tony Davis is one of the, he'll be the player representative when they form the union in the United States Football League. He was a high draft pick of the Cincinnati Bengals, and then he went on to Tampa Bay. But he's one of those pluggers. He's not flashy. He just gets the job done. He's a good blocker, fine short yardage man, and takes the short pass like he just did. That's his game.
And that's one of the reasons why Corker hasn't been as effective in this ball game as he was in the Chicago game when I saw him against Landry. They have a quicker passing game with Walton. He'll get back, set his feet, and throw it faster so that Corker and his group, who lead the league with 37 sacks at quarterbacks for 278 yards in lost yardage.
That's Jerry Raymond coming off, the left guard of Boston, and he'll be replaced by Mike Catalan, a center who's playing every position there today. Center, guard, whatever. First down, Boston, their 40-yard line. By 9:57 to go in the first half. The game is tied 7-7. Trump and Davis are the running backs. Walton on a play action across the flange. Plans at the 46-yard line in Michigan. A straight slant pattern. That's a pattern a lot of receivers don't like to run when you take your life in your hands running over the middle.
Again, that short, quick pass. You'll see number 31, Greenwood, a strong safety blitzing, but he hits Franz quickly before they can make any movement towards him. That's the kind of play that's a dangerous play because you're going to get hit real quick and hard by somebody. But Nolan Franz, the rookie from Tulane, who averages 11.9 every time he catches a football in this league, has got great concentration.
He was voted the athlete of the year at Tulane his senior year. He leads the team coming into this game with 33 catches. And I went out and watched him work out yesterday. I said, what is your strong point? He said, I love to catch the ball over the middle. We just saw him do it. And I said, most guys don't want to. They get their heads torn off there. And he said, well, I like it. One of the officials is hurt right now.
And he was hit by number 87, David Bale. Bale was blocking and trying to block that strong safety, 31, David Greenwood, and ran into the official, the referee.
Lee, Johnnie Walton has had 7 pass attempts in this game, has hit 6 for 97 yards. He is 36 years old, but his coach, Dick Corey, said his arm was born 5 years after he was born. He said he really has a 31-year-old arm.
You know, it's interesting that Dick Corey is one of the nicest coaches in the United States Football League. He was 9 years in the NFL, but he's also 1 year as the head coach of the Portland Storms of the World Football League.
Now, he sort of set a pattern. His son, Steve Corey, is one of his assistant coaches. And Corey kidded yesterday. He said, I gave Shula the guts to go ahead and hire his kid down there at Miami.
They both coach receivers.
Yeah.
A bit of irony.
First down. Boston on the Michigan 46. A tie game. 7-7. Out of the I formation. Trump is the tailback. They give the ball to the short man, Davis. There's a flag down as Tony Davis stopped at the 43-yard line of Michigan. So let's see. This is going to be against the Boston Breakers. You know, we haven't had a turnover in this game. 1. Well, they recovered their own fumble. They didn't turn the ball over. Neither teams had a pass intercepted. Neither teams had a fumble.
This is what they call a quarterback hit sheet down there. I didn't keep him back there. And I tell you what, plus I'm not the same size as that guy. He could put a whole board on his back. No, a little humor there.
You were too busy thinking up your next promotion.
Not kidding.
There are the penalties. 2 against Boston, 4 against Michigan.
I hope that coach wasn't in charge of physical fitness.
Ball's on the Boston 44. First down and 20. Score tied 7-7. Just under 9 minutes to play in the first half. Slot right formation. Walton flips complete. 48-yard line in Michigan. The pass is to number 80, Frank Lockett of Nebraska University. He's the fastest receiver on the Boston Ball Club.
Okay, you'll see Franklin, 6'3", 265, the right guard, will come out and block Corker. But the reason why Corker cannot get to Walton is the fact that he's throwing the ball before he has a chance to get there. They call it a short passing timing league. Again, if you put a stopwatch on it, it's 2.5 or less.
Nolan Franz spreads to the right. Out to the left is Charlie Smith. Second down, 12. Boston's ball on the Michigan 48-yard line. In motion, Charlie Smith, formerly of the Philadelphia Eagle. Walton fires to Smith. And Smith's out of bounds. That's a short gain. It's on the 45 of Michigan, and he's forced out by Fred Logan. Cincinnati, number 24. 3-yard pickup. They used to play together with the Eagles when Walton was the third-string quarterback there. You know, Walton Lee went to his college, Elizabeth City College, and said, look, I want to coach in the fall and play in the spring. I want to be a coach. I never heard of that, coach player, and neither did the school. They said, no way. You're either going to coach all year round or that's it. So he retired as a coach and became a player. Third down, 9. Shotgun formation. There he is. He's open. Crump has it. 25. He started to slip and go down. The first down. Walton feathered that ball to him. Ray Bentley tackled him. Walton was really on target. Richard Crump, the running back, making the grab.
Right, the reason why Bentley tackled him is because Bentley had this man on man. And I've said it all the time. The essence of professional football now is to get a guy like number 26 Crump man-to-man on a guy like Bentley, who's 6'2", 230 pounds, and cannot cover Crump man for man. And that's exactly what happened in that situation.
Tony Davis comes out. They've got 3 wide receivers in the game. Crump is a low setback. First down, Boston on the Michigan 24-yard line. Walton swings it out. Crump's nailed behind the line of scrimmage that time. And in there on him. For Michigan was Kyle Borland. Also number 99, Ronnie Padgett. That play lost 4 yards. It's on the 27. It's second down, 14.
Interesting also that Crump's coming off limping. He got hit right above the knee. There's a spot where the thigh pad does not cover it. It's a dangerous spot for him to get hit.
This game is tied 7-7. 6.5 minutes to play in the first half. Second down, 14 for Boston. Walton under the gun, gets it away to the 25. Tony Davis with the 20. Davis goes to the 16-yard line. Davis at the 16. John Corker. This will be a 5-yard penalty against the Boston Breakers, wiping out the touchdown.
52, offense. Still third down.
That was Dan Hurley, the left tackle, that was offside. That puts the ball back, costs Boston a touchdown, puts it on the 22-yard line of Michigan. That makes it third down now. 12 to go, and the score is still 7-7. 5:29 to play in the first half. Here from Boston, Massachusetts. Crump and Davis now, the 2 setbacks. It's a shotgun with Walton back. Walton fires. It is nearly intercepted at the 1-yard line by number 25, John Arno. He had a chance to grab it. The pass was intended for Frank Lockett, number 80.
Arno is a free safety, and by the word free means he does not have an assignment. If you watch, the receiver comes across, he's wide open here, but watch Arno come out from nowhere. Walton doesn't even see him. See that? And that's that great jumping ability. That young man high jumped 7'2 1/4.
All right, on the 29-yard line of Michigan, this will be a 39-yard attempt by Tim Mazzetti, who used to be with the Eagles. They let him go. He went to Atlanta, then came back to beat the Eagles in a regular season game the next year. And they're calling time. Breakers asked for time. He's had an excellent record this year. Mazzetti has kicked 13 out of 16 field goals and 20 out of 20 extra points. He has 59 points. He's the second leading scorer in the United States Football League.
Now you
hand this to Good drive, O.
39-yard attempt by Tim Mazzetti. And his kick is up, and it is good. Mazzetti boots it. He now is 14 out of 17. And this is the first time the Boston Breakers have been in the lead. 5:19 to go in the half. It is the Boston Breakers 10. I'm Kurt Gowdy with Lee Corso, the former head coach at Indiana University, who has personally coached against a lot of these Panthers who had territorial draft rights, many of the players from the Big Ten Conference. They drive the kick to Williams. He's back in the end zone. He'll down it for the touchback. First down, Michigan on their 20-yard line. Wait a minute, we've got something going on down here. There's a fight on the sideline. Cleo Miller mixing it up with number 42, Harbison, a defensive back, Charlie Harbison. They went at it right down the sideline, and a flag was tossed. Let's see what they do with this one.
Usually in the games I've worked before and something like this happens, they penalize both teams.
Unsportsmanlike, receiving team, kicking team. Offset. First.
Now you reading the officials' minds there, Mr. Corso?
Well, it's obviously, you don't see one thing or see the other, pretty soon don't call anything. And, the officials have gotten a bum rap in the United States Football League, and particularly sometimes by myself. But there's one interesting fact. They do not work as crews, which means that they might be working with 4 different guys next week. And then when they get that crew situation in, then the officiating will get better.
I still think that the National Football League and the United States Football League should hire their officials full-time as a full-time profession.
Absolutely.
They do in baseball, they do in basketball. First down, Carter in motion. Hebert gives the ball to Lacey. Lacey picks up 5 to the 25-yard line in Michigan, 2nd and 5. Listen, there's a lot of bucks involved in pro football. Billions of dollars now, and it's in the hands of the officials, and they deserve it. Let's go down to Mike Berry on the sideline.
Thank you, Kurt. I'm with Tim Mazzetti, the leading kicker in the league, 61, 62 points now on the year with that extra point. Before the ball game, we were talking about the wind swirling. You said it was an impossibility of nature. The flags were pointing toward each other with the wind. What did it do on that 39-yard kick?
A little bit of wind against. It's predominantly coming out of the from behind the buildings, I guess, west to east, and you just sort of keep your head down. That's what I've been doing a lot this year. Keep your head down and pray.
Tim, we saw on the kickoff, emotions are running high.
We're ready for this game, and I'm sure Michigan, they're very much like us. They like hitting hard, so it's going to be a game right to the wire, I think.
Tim Mazzetti, thank you very much.
Thank
Kurt,
you.
back to you.
All right, thank you, Mike. And John Williams picked up 4 yards. The ball's at the 29-yard line of Michigan after the tackle by Mike Brewington. 3rd down, a yard to go for the Michigan Panthers. And the clock moving along toward the 4-minute mark remaining in the first half. Boston leading Michigan 10-7. There's the scoring drive of the Breakers, capped off by Mazzetti's field goal. 3rd down and a yard. Hebert on a play action. And is blocked. Mike Cobb had the first down in his hands and blew it. Mike Cobb, he's the leading receiver on the team with 28 catches. He was wide open on a well-executed play-action pass.
They try to go for the bomb, but the Breakers would not be faked, and he was the 3rd receiver, and it looked like he tried to run before he caught that ball. He's a much better receiver at 6'5", 255 than that.
All right, there the deep man. Matthews is 43. He's the prime receiver. Here's the kick by Rick Partridge. Just got it away. Matthews fair catches it, lets it go. He went up to get the ball, and he lost about 10 yards by not grabbing it. It's out of bounds on the 21-yard line of the Boston Breakers. First down, Boston. Wonder why he didn't try and catch that ball.
Well, I'll tell you why. I don't know for sure, but if I was him, I'd probably be thinking about last week's game. I know he doesn't like to be reminded, but last week's game against Philadelphia got down to the fact that he dropped a punt, and they lost the football game.
First down, Boston. Their own 21-yard line. Johnnie Walton. Pitch. They had a fake reverse. That's Crump to the 25, and Crump gets to the 27. They tried to fake the reverse on that, but it wasn't even a fake. The guy ran right by him. He didn't even make an attempt to reach out and fake the ball. Now they had a flag on. Maybe a late hit or something happened here when the play was declared dead.
It looked like 31 Greenwood got a little bit too aggressive there and threw the man down, and that's a 15-yard penalty.
That's your high jumper from the University of Wisconsin. It may be a face mask.
Okay, if it's a face mask and it wasn't intentional, it's 5 yards. If it was intentional to grab him and twist his head, it's 15 yards.
Defense, number 39.
Here, I think we have it here. I think Bob Lanning has it for you, Lee.
Now watch, if it's intentional, in other words, if he actually does it on purpose, it's 15 yards. If he just reaches over by mistake and grabs him, and it was Greenwood, number 31.
First down, Boston on their 31-yard line. They're in the lead, 10-7. Here's a reverse now to Charlie Smith. Smith breaks it up to the 35, to the 40. Gets out of bounds on the 44. The crowd likes the wide open play. John Arno, the free safety, drove him out. Oh, Boston had a fake reverse, then handed it off to a wide receiver.
And you know who that was against? Number 57, Corker. One of the best ways to attack a great football player is start one way and go back the other. Watch a great block by 65 Raymond from Boston College on number 50 Bentley. The guard, Raymond. It was a 3-yard game, but I'll tell you what, they sold 50 more tickets. The fans love that kind of stuff. You don't ever win, but they love it.
Well, they've got a first down. It was more than a 3-yard gain. It was a 13-yard gain. First down on the 44-yard line of Boston. Boston leading 10-7. Walton is hit by Corker. Don Corker, that's his sack number 17 and a half, his first of this game, and the third time Walton let's watch him on isolation with Lee Corso.
Okay, why did he get there this time? Because the quarterback faked. Do you see that fake? That took a little bit longer, and that was the difference. If they shouldn't fake against a guy like Corker. He doesn't go for any fakes. He just goes after the quarterback.
You know, Dick Corey's the kind of guy doesn't give you any phony stuff, and he said that outside linebacker with the Giants, Taylor, I think Corker's just as good. They're two players in the same breed. I said, well, why didn't Corker make it with Houston? He said, I think he had some personal problems. There's a fumble, and Michigan has the ball with 2:48 to go in the first half. That's the first turnover in the game. The center and Walton had trouble on the exchange, and Ray Bentley, the linebacker, recovered for Michigan. It'll be Michigan's ball on the Boston 38-yard line with a first down. There it is. It's all messed up on the timing. And a good break for Michigan.
That'll happen sometimes, particularly on a passing play, if you notice, because the quarterback's hands are going in the opposite direction of the center snap. He's backing up. That's why he doesn't get the snap right.
They've had one sack in the game. That's been recorded by Michigan. One turnover against Boston. Out of the I formation, Bobby Hebert puts him down. The rookie quarterback, the Northwest Louisiana Tech. He fakes, sets up, plenty of time, shoots it down the middle, nearly intercepted by number 58, Mike Brewington, who's been quite an inside linebacker today. Mike Brewington of East Carolina.
And boy, this Brewington's got 6'4" height, and that's helped him on that situation. They try to fake action play. Nice little fake, drop back. Now watch Brewington's height help him right here. Watch him jump right there. A shorter linebacker would not got that ball. They're trying to get the ball to Anthony Carter.
He was open.
He looked like it to me.
He didn't lob that ball high enough. If he'd have arched it, he would have hit Carter for about a 20-yard gain. Second down, 10. Carter hasn't caught a pass today. Three-time All-American. He's having trouble catching the ball. There's been double team. That is to Cobb, the tight end. And Cobb bulls his way down the field to the 28-yard line, dragging Charles Harbison with him, the strong safety.
And you know why he was wide open? Because Anthony Carter went down the field as fast as he could run, and he took Wilson, Harbison, and 3 or 4 other guys with him, and Cobb was the second receiver, and they threw it off to him. A nice little bit of strategy to using Carter as a decoy deep and hitting Cobb underneath.
Anthony Carter is a one-play man. I mean, anytime, suddenly, bang, as all the Michigan fans know, he was the first player in the history of the Big Ten to record over 3,000 yards in pass reception, holds the all-time career record for touchdown. As Bo Schembechler said, the most exciting player I ever coached. Third down and a half yard to go. They have the first down. As Ken Lacey wriggles over right guard. Daryl Wilkerson set on top of him, but Michigan picked up the first down. In the United States Football League, in the last 2 minutes of the first half, the last 2 minutes of the game, the clock is stopped after a first down. Of course, in college football, the clock stopped after every first down.
And the reason why they do it in the last 2 minutes is so that the officials can get the game under control by setting the sticks and getting everything set up. That rule was put in not for the football game, but for the officials to get the game under control.
There's the 2-minute warning now being flashed to each bench. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Boston Breakers are leading the Michigan Panthers here at Boston, Massachusetts by a score of 10-7. By now, halfway through the season, in a new league, we're now starting to really find out something about each other.
They also put a new rule in for next year. They're going to have some exhibition games. That'll help.
Yeah. All right, first down. Michigan on the Boston 27. And hit behind the line of scrimmage by number 75, Daryl Wilkerson, is number 28, Ken Lacey. Wilkerson from Houston University, 24 years old, a big 260-pounder.
And he beat number 74, Ray Penny, that time to the outside. You notice Penny, number 74, cannot quite reach out there and get him. That could be for the fact he did not have the technique ready. Technique means he knew exactly what the play was. He just didn't know how to do it well. That'll come with practice.
It's second down and 14 for Michigan on the Boston 31-yard line. Boston ahead 10-7. A minute 20 to go in the first half. Hebert sets up. There it is. He's got him. He hits Cobb at the 15. And that will be a first down for Michigan, and the clock stops with a minute 13 to go in the first half. Let's go down to Mike Berry for John Corker.
That's right, Kurt. I'm down here in the Michigan sidelines. They're going to name a video game after this guy called the Sack Man. 17.5 sacks. Boston, John, was allowing the fewest sacks so far. What was the key to getting through on that one?
Well, they got some pretty good offensive linemen out there. They do a real good job protection on the quarterback. Do a lot of slide protection in which they bring the guard and the tackle out to pick up the outside blitzing linebackers. So far, they've been doing a pretty good job of it, but we're going to keep after them, and 40 so we're going to get to them.
Thank you very much, John. Kurt, back to you.
Okay, that's Lacey slipping through. They had a trap open for him. He got inside the 10-yard line, and time is being called. Timeout. Bill Rowe made the hit on him. Timeout by the Michigan Panthers. They want to stop that clock with 47 seconds, and they have the ball on the 5-yard line of Boston. A second down and a yard to go for a first down. All right, we'll be back here. It is second down and a short yard to go for Michigan on the Boston 5.5-yard line. Miller and Lacey, the running backs. 47 seconds. Hebert trying to take off. He'll get, well, he threw it for a touchdown to Mike Cobb. He hit the tight end. He almost ran in himself, changed his mind, flipped it to Cobb for the score, and Michigan goes into the lead with 41 seconds remaining in the first half. And a fumble set it up. They went 38 yards for the score. Let's take another look. He didn't know what to do in this one, whether to run himself for the first down or look at him.
This is an old quarterback option runner pass, like the single wing. He starts to run, all of a sudden he stops and throws the ball to Cobb. The reason why that play worked is he threatened the outside, and the defensive man didn't know if he should come up. He did come up, he threw the ball.
All right, Nova Boyevich with Whit Taylor holding. Bad snap, the kick is up. The flag is down. The kick is no good, and the flag is down.
That will probably be number 42, Charles Harbison, hit the kicker.
Well, the penalties against Boston running into the kicker. And Nova Boyevich appears to be shaken up, number 3.
All right, the penalty will be half the distance to the goal, which will put the ball down on a 1.5-yard line. You cannot hit the kicker at any time unless you are blocked into him. 42 Harbison hits him, and the reason why that penalty is in force, because that's the most dangerous position in football to be in, with your legs up like that and get hit.
He almost split his legs apart there. He gave him the real scissor job. Well, they'll try it again. Boyevich has made 14 out of 16 extra points this year, 11 out of 16 field goals from Central And this kick is up, and this one is good. So, That makes the score Michigan 14 and Boston 10. Now you get talking, see about those 2 points. You get behind 8, 12, 16 points. You figure 16 points, 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point plays. We tied the game. You have to start doing some figure now on the 2-point conversion when you get behind especially. And that's what makes it interesting. Here's the Charles River, one of the bridges across the Charles. You're looking there at downtown Boston, and over to the left, the campus at Harvard University. And MIT's just a short ways from us. Remember the fight right after this, 4:45 Eastern Time. Edwin Rosario against Jose Luis Ramirez. The kick is coming to Matthews. Matthews runs it out to the 20, to the 23, and that's it. 35 seconds remaining in the half, and Boston will take over.
Coach Corey has 2 interesting statistics to do here. Number 1, for instance, he does not call all the plays. He has an offensive coordinator by the name of Roman Gabriel, the great quarterback of the pros who used to be the coach at Cal Poly Pomona. They've got 2 choices. They've got 35 seconds to go. Do you chance it and go and try to get a touchdown, or do you just play conservatively? You're at home, 10-0. I would say, based on his personality, they will be very conservative and go in 10-10.
First down, the ball on the 23-yard line of Boston. Walton on the handoff to Tony Davis. Davis to the 30-yard line. The clock moving to 28. There's the scoring summary. After they recovered the fumble, they went 38 yards in 2 minutes, 7 seconds. And a pass to Cobb, 5 yards from Hebert was the lead score. Now the Breakers have called a timeout with 21 seconds to go in the half. They have the ball on their 30-yard line, 2nd down and 3 coming. And there's Johnny Walton over talking to Dick Corey.
This is interesting. He took the headpiece off, and you'll say, why does he not have his headset on? I'll tell you why. Because Roman Gabriel, who calls the plays upstairs, is not up here anymore. He's already gone down into the dressing room so that he can give him some ideas. He's right down on the sideline. He's usually upstairs, but they got to get out of here quick so they can beat the crowd to the halftime dressing room.
Some of the dormitories you just saw there at Boston University. Johnny Walton, by the way, has attempted 13 passes, completed 11 in this game for 136 yards. I never heard of a head coach retiring and becoming a quarterback. Have you ever heard of that switch?
I've heard of other kind of head coaches retiring.
Yeah, but I mean not becoming quarterback.
No.
He was the head coach at Elizabeth City College out of the shotgun. The former head coach tosses to Richard Crump on the screen, and he is hit, and the ball squirts out of bounds. It's still Boston's ball. The clock stops on the Boston 43-yard line. John Corker ripped that ball out of his arms, the big outside linebacker. 14 seconds to go in the half. The score 14-10, Michigan in the lead.
Now, as soon as they set those sticks, those sideline markers, the official number 30 should move his hand in a circular motion starting the clock. Right now. Except it went out of bounds. And that was an interesting movement there. You know that some teams have actually coached their players to throw it out of bounds and to stop the clock in a situation like that. Not saying he did that.
9.
12 out of 14 for Walton. Out of the shotgun again. They rush him. He just lobs it up, and it is incomplete to Richard Crump. With 9 seconds to go. Number 72, Phil Dokes, was in on Walton and decked him on that artificial surface. A flag is down.
This brings up an interesting strategy for the coach here. They're going to be on about the 42-yard line. They got 9 seconds to go. They're behind 14-10. Whatever you do in this situation, most of the coaches feel you throw the ball into the end zone. Either get a touchdown and or pass interference. Don't throw a short pass because the clock will run out and you go in halftime losing 14-10.
Personal foul. Phil Dokes on the passer. He throws the bomb to Smith, and it's broken up by number 25, John Arno. He saved that one, pinched up against the sideline there. And there are still 4 seconds to go.
Number 25, Arno, has got great movement, and he's what they call a free safety. The free safety means he does not have a specific assignment. He gets back in the backfield, he watches the quarterback's eyes, and then he just reacts to the ball.
I want to tell you something. That Walt may be an old vet that's been around everywhere. And 36 years old, that ball was in the air 45 yards. He's got a strong arm.
This one should be in the end zone.
It's got to be. The clock ticking away. There it is. Deep, deep, deep. And it is incomplete. And the clock shows that the first half is over. Pass intended for Lockett, number 80, who leads the team on into the locker room. He just kept going. Well, we'll return here with the halftime after this message and a word from our local stations. First down on the Michigan 14-yard line. They're leading 14-10. Flags are down. That was Dornbrook. Tom Dornbrook, the right guard. Illegal procedure. I see where for the 3 Steelers and that offensive line, they haven't been there much, but they've had 2 or 3 of those offensive penalties today on illegal procedures. First down, 15. Michigan on their 9-yard line. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. They're the penalty, 7-4. Michigan penalized 7 times. Bobby A there. He's gone all the way. John Williams has it. Cuts off tackle out to the 14. Gets the 5 back, and that's it. Brewington made the hit on him. Brewington's been outstanding. Must be something wrong with Marcus Merrick, the Ohio State All-American, who is the all-time career tackle leader of Ohio State.
I tell you what, they've had some great linebackers like Casarino.
He beat out Casarino for the most.
He beat out a guy like Granishard, too. He's in there, but they seem to be running away from him more.
Yeah. Second down, 10. Michigan on their 14. Bear looking over, flipped it out to Cleo Miller. Miller is out of bounds on the 21-yard line, taken out by Woodrow Wilson, the left cornerback. And North Carolina State has had 3 interceptions. He leads the team this year. Play gain 7. Michigan has the third down and about 2.5 to go. 14-10, Michigan leading. 7 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Miller and Williams, the running back. Anthony Carter to the right, the only wide receiver. Here he goes in motion. Bear. After he tied in Don Eccles. And Eccles has enough for a first down. Anthony Carter has not caught a ball today.
I know, but Anthony Carter is valuable. When he went in motion, you wonder why Eccles was so wide open, because 2 men went deep with Carter. See, and that's the little spot that Carter just ran through. Eccles is a giant. He's 6'4", 225 pounds from Oklahoma State.
Not as big as that punter.
much tougher, though.
First down, Michigan on the 28-yard line. Here's Williams. He wriggles over the 30 out to the 32-yard line in Michigan. And the hit is made on him by Ernie Price, 68. 4-yard gain. Second down, 6 for the Michigan Panthers.
It's interesting the strategy they got. It looks like most of the time they're going to run the ball. They're going to run it over 63 Thornbrook or number 74 Penny. They must like those Pittsburgh Steelers.
Derek Holloway's to the right, Anthony Carter to the left. Second down. 6 to go. Up the middle they go again. It's jammed up by the Boston Breakers. Cleo Miller stopped. Let's quickly go down to Mike Berry on the sideline.
All right, Kurt, I'm with Charlie Smith, who has had 2 touchdown passes called back today. You go down, you drive, you fumble the ball away. How are you dealing with the morale problem? You guys got to be down.
Well, we know, you're going to have some obstacles, and you just got to be able to overcome the obstacles. A good team usually overcome the obstacles. So we just going to go out and just, stick our helmet on them again, try to do something else. And this time, pray that we hold on to the ball.
All right, Charlie Smith, back to you, Kurt.
Thank you, Mike. 3rd down, 5 to go. Michigan on their 33-yard line, leading 14 to 10. 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The rookie Bobby Hebert. Dangerous pass. He forced that into coverage that time. That's what a young quarterback will do. That could have been picked off maybe for a touchdown.
Absolutely. Tim Smith, number 22, had man-for-man coverage on number 89, Cobb, and that's why he almost got that one. They brought 6 defensive backs in that time for the first time, Kurt. Nice bit of strategy by the defensive coaches.
Punt formation, Rick Partridge to boot it. Ira Matthews and Woodrow Wilson are back deep for the Boston Breakers. Flag is down. See, a veteran quarterback, Leo will tell you, might have gone to another receiver or just sailed the ball over the head of that receiver. That was a dangerous pass, and a young quarterback throws into coverage too much.
We were talking about this. I can remember you and Paul Christman doing the American Football League when it first started. And the difference basically was some of the times the quarterbacks, wasn't it? How does this league compare right now?
Well, one thing, there were only 12 pro football teams in America when the AFL came in. And the boom Sun Belt cities, Miami, Houston, San Diego, Denver, cities like that, had no pro football. So they had a wide open shot to go at it. This league will go on the acceptance of the public. Of football at a different time of year.
Ball start.
But I think
offense number 99.
They're not scoring as many points this league because the secondaries are better. They're playing better defensive ball. Probably the young AFL went more for skill position. There's a high punt. Coming down to Woodrow Wilson. Takes it on the 25, the 30, the 35. Runs into his own man. Still going. And he's up to the 45-yard line. Excellent return by Woodrow Wilson of North Carolina State. I was talking to Red Miller about that out in Denver about a month ago. I said, Red, how come they don't have those 50 to 40 games we used to have in AFL? He said, because it was all bump and run defense. And you make a mistake, it was 7 points. Here they're sophisticated secondaries now. All right, we'll be back here in Boston with the score: Michigan 14, Boston 10.
I ain't got $10 left for professional ball. Ain't that something?
There's a fella just returned a punt 25 yards. He caught it on his 20, ran it out to the 45 of Boston. Their ball on their 45-yard line. They're trailing 14 to 10. First down. Crump and Davis are the running backs. And it goes to Crump. Crump hit around the ankles and dropped to the 48-yard line by John Banasek. Remember him with the Steelers? The Steel Curtain.
He had a nice drive the last time by throwing short, concise passes and using the ball control theory, throwing the ball. The times that I've seen Michigan play, they're very, very difficult to run the ball on. They're one of the best defensive teams in the United States Football League against the running attack.
They had 3 wide receivers in the game. They took out Crump. Davis the lone setback. 2nd down 7 for the Boston Breakers on their 48-yard line. Walton, a quick setup. There he is. Over the head of Nolan Franz. He was there. Clarence Chapman fell down trying to cover him. And Franz might have gone right on in for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Walton overthrew him. One of the 2 times Walton's been off target today.
That was a great move by Nolan Franz. He went out and broke it to the right and made Chapman get his feet tangled up, and he was wide open. Maybe sometimes, and I found this to be true, when a guy is wide open, the quarterback takes a little bit off of it, and that one went right over his head.
Bo Koash, the tight end, comes to the sideline. They're going into a shotgun now. They got all their wide receivers in there and running backs. They'll spread them out, try and get a first down here on 3rd and 7. They put the rush on him. It is out there, and it is incomplete. Charlie Smith was trying to catch the ball. He had his back to it, and Walton was decked in there. Ronnie Padgett was on him. In fact, they had a couple of men putting tremendous pressure on Walton. Alan Hughes the other end.
This is one time he's wishing he's back in Elizabeth City as a coach, because I tell you what, Bentley comes in and really cracks him a shot. A legal shot, because he was not.
Here's the big punter in there, Dario Casarino. 6'7", 240, and he kicks another boomer. And Carter lets it bounce into the end zone. It's the touchback. It'll be first down for Michigan on their own 20-yard line. We have 3:48 to go in the third quarter, and the score, Michigan 14, Boston 10. Last week against Philadelphia, the best record in the league, the Breakers nearly pulled it out with a second-half rally, but they committed 7 turnovers, 4 in the first half that hurt them. They've had 3 turnovers today. 2 of them have been costly to them. Play action by Hebert. He guns it. He completes it to Anthony Carter. Carter on a comeback. That's his first pass reception of the game. Woodrow Wilson hit him, and it looks to be a first down for Michigan.
Carter uses his speed to scare Woodrow Wilson to death. He makes a good fake to the inside that trap play, sets back, and Carter is flying right now. All of a sudden he stops, and Hebert throws the ball to the outside. The reason why he's wide open is because Woodrow Wilson, number 20, is afraid that Anthony Carter is going to go right past him. And I'll tell you what, he's taller than 5'9". He's about 6 foot and a tall, rangy, good-looking athlete.
Well, you coached against him. How do you do against your Indiana team? Go ahead and answer that.
I'll tell you a story in a second.
All right. Play action again. Hebert over the head of the tight end, wide open, Mike Cobb. Go ahead and tell me the story.
I'm going to tell you the story. Remember I said that the guy threw the ball out of bounds to conserve the clock? The score was tied at Michigan and Indiana. The score was 20 to 14. And the ball was snapped on 6 seconds ago. And you know who caught it? Went all the way? Anthony Carter.
You had him beat?
Had him tied. Everybody still thinks we had him beat, but we had him tied, and Carter caught the ball, got by 3 guys, and went all the way. He can win this game with 1 shot. That's the kind of player he is.
Second down, 10. Michigan on their 31-yard line. McLean in motion. He swings it out. Excellent catch that time, and out of bounds goes Lacey. Ken Lacey of Tulsa. That wasn't an easy pass to catch.
I tell you one thing I'm interested in seeing in the United States Football League, and I've been away for a week now. More teams are putting receivers into the backfield as backfield men and putting them in motion. This team just did it with number 82, Frank McLean. Lockett was a tailback for the Boston Breakers on the last series of downs.
It's third down, 5 to go. The Michigan Panthers in the lead, 14 to 10. 3:32 to play in the third quarter. Offside against Boston. Hebert to Carter. Carter rips it to the 45-yard line of Boston for a first down. Unless this player was drawn offside by, I think it was Joe Restic. Restic made the hit, and he's down. The penalty is against Boston. Offside. It'll be declined by Michigan. They'll take the pass reception, which moved them from their 36 to the Boston 45. And Anthony Carter.
Defense, 75. Decline.
Darrell Wilkerson was offside, the left end. Carter now's caught 2 in a row, as they're finally getting the ball to him. And while they attend, Joe Restic, the rookie safety of Boston, will tell you the score is the Michigan Panthers 14 and Boston 10.
Pinched nerve, and those things are really painful, but I know his father's here from Harvard watching the game. He'll be back in the ball game in about 2 minutes.
That's Dick Corey, the head coach of Boston, on the left. Jim Stanley, formerly of Oklahoma State, the head coach on the right. A lot of Oklahoma State influence in this Michigan team. The general manager, Jim Spavital, who was an All-American football player at Oklahoma State. They have 5 or 6 players on the squad. First down, Michigan on the Boston 45-yard line. Hebert going to the air again. Now takes off. He'll run it. And he gets down to the 43-yard line of the Breakers, where he was pulled down by Ernie Price, the left end, and Mike Brewington, the inside linebacker. Brewington, 58, has been very impressive today for the Boston Breakers.
He's playing in the place of Bill Rowe. Remember when Rowe hurt his hip down on the goal line? He's been out of the ball game, and Brewington has come into the ball game in his place.
We have a second down, 7 to go for Michigan. Just under 3 minutes remaining in the third period. 14-10, Michigan. They've won 3 in a row. Play action again. Nearly fell down. Now he runs it. And I believe he threw that ball. He might have been across the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure. Looks like to me he might have been. I guess not.
No, he's absolutely across the line of scrimmage. He was at least 4 yards.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage was the 43-yard line. Looked like to me he threw it around the 41. I don't know. Let's watch it here.
It has to be. And you know, it's an interesting thing. 3 weeks ago when I had the ball game, he did the same thing. He's not fished nor fouled. Either run it or throw it. In this situation, watch. He stumbles. He crosses the line of scrimmage. He throws the ball. It's a 10-yard penalty plus a loss of down. There's the yard marker. See?
Yeah, he threw it across the line of scrimmage. Ray Phillips is down, an outside linebacker. There it is to Cobb.
He threw a touchdown pass to Holloway against Chicago, but he was across the line of scrimmage.
We're going to return here to Boston while we wait for this injured player. The score, Michigan 14.
I'd like to make a statement here. You know who snaps for the punt? Number 57, Corker, and he goes down and makes half the tackles.
He's the outside linebacker who leads the United States Football League in sacks by a wide margin. Back down! There's his snap. It's a high, wobbly boot. Fair catch. Wilson calling it, and it tips into the end zone for a touchback. It'll be Boston's ball, first down on the Boston Breaker 20-yard line. This telecast, presented by the authority of the United States Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the United States Football League is prohibited. First down for the Boston Breakers. It's a free seat, but it's not without jeopardy.
You got to be young to do that, don't you? No fear.
Or something.
No fear.
High formation. Anthony Steele's in the game. And it is nearly picked off there by number 22, Clarence Chapman, the left cornerback of the Michigan Panthers, intended for Nolan Franz, who was double-teamed that time.
The Michigan defensive staff has changed their strategy now. They put 2 corners up, double one-on-one on both sides. Remember I said they were automatically throwing the ball to one guy or the other? Now they've got 2 on him. There's Chapman, makes a good play to knock it down. That's not pass interference. That's a very fine defensive play.
When they start doubling up on wide receivers, it's going to leave the tight end open down the middle. The old cliche, you take what they give you. Second down 10 for the Boston Breakers on their 20. Well, out he goes. Anthony Steele from Nebraska. He was a walk-on at Nebraska University. He's out on the 29-yard line. Take a close-up look at John Corker, the big linebacker.
Corker's 6'6", as I said before, and he plays all over the field. He starts inside. He goes outside like he's going to double cover him, but he'll sneak back in there. Watch. And then he'll drop back off where he is. A lot of times people are automatic against him. They got him out of his element here, though. He doesn't like that open field tackling stuff. He wants to hit people.
Dennis Jensen in at running back. Johnson, number 39. Boston has third down and a yard to go. Corker is going out. Tony Davis, Dennis Johnson are the running backs. Bo Koash, the tight end, has gone in for some blocking. They want this first down, 3rd and 1. They give it to Davis. He doesn't get it, I don't think. He may be piled up short of the 30-yard line. Hit by David Greenwood, the safety man who submarine and got under the pile.
Now comes an interesting bit of strategy for the coach. You're behind 14-10. You got less than a yard to go on your own 30-yard line. What are you going to do?
Well, the fans always say go, but they don't get paid. There he is. Watch him get stopped. Tony Davis, 25.
Greenwood come from the outside, number 31.
Great play by him.
And he's big enough. See, he's 6'3", 208. He's big enough to fill in clutch situations like that.
Casarino for the punt. And he's hit him today. Anthony Carter, punt returner. He's returned 141 yards. He takes it on the fly at the 35 to the 40. And he stopped at the 43-yard line of Michigan, where the Panthers will have a first down as time is running out in the third quarter. Mike Brewington downfield to make that hit on the punt. That was the worst punt of the day by Casarino. 10 seconds to go in this quarter. There's Anthony Carter. Through the Arab Beach, Florida. They turn out a great athlete every year around that West Palm Beach area. Got quite a basketball player in Illinois by the name of Derek Harper. All Big Ten.
They used to have a former great high school football player came to there. You know who that was? Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, he went to Florida State. He came from West Palm Beach. Buddy Reynolds, we'll call him.
That's right.
First down, Michigan on their 43. That's Cleo Miller. He breaks it out to the 50. Had any speed, he might have gone farther. Miller down by Joe Resnick, who's back in the game.
Very fine block that time by Chris Godfrey, number 70, the left guard, and McGriff, number 61.
That's the end of the third quarter. We're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports. The score here, Michigan 14, Boston 10. Lee Corso, we're entering the fourth quarter. United States football between the Michigan Panthers, who lead the Boston Breakers 14-10. And Michigan has the ball on the Boston 47-yard line. The second down, a short yard to go. The first play of the fourth period. 70 degrees here in Boston today, overcast. Hebert throws the bomb to Carter. Carter up, and he has it for a touchdown. Sensational catch by Anthony Carter. He didn't catch a pass till midway of the third period. Lee Corso said one play Carter, that's him. That's what he did in school, three-time All-American at Michigan. He chose to go to he would have been a #1 pick of the NFL, high pick. But that shows you how he made All-American.
And you know what? It was done on second down and 1 yard. Remember to talk about, we made a talk on that situation, that's a throwaway down. Great concentration. He's done it in 4 years at Michigan. There's no reason why he can't do it at the United States Football League.
He took the ball away from Woodrow Wilson and Joe Resnick. And Michigan pads their lead now 20-10. Novo Boyevich will try the extra point. It is up, and he drills it. And the Michigan Panthers on the move. 3 wins in a row coming into this game. Now have a 21-10 lead over the Boston Breakers. They'll be back. Taken by Anthony Steele inside the 10, out to the 20, and to the 23-yard line. That'll be first down for the Boston Breakers. And the tackle by Don Eccles, number 88. There's Roman Gabriel. He's the offensive coordinator of the Boston Breakers. Remember him, North Carolina State, the Eagles, the Rams. He has a boy here, Robin Gabriel, the third-string quarterback.
The pressure is on him now. You understand the reason why he's calling most of the plays. The worst seat in the house is where the head coach sits. That's right down on the sideline. He can see all the coverages, and he's talking through those headsets to Dick Corey.
Well, the Breakers have fallen behind by 11 points. They'll have to go to work early in the fourth quarter. It is to number 33, Anthony Steele, Nebraska, short yardage. Walton only 2 or 3 times has gone for bombs in this game. It's been a short passing game, more of a ball control game. Ray Bentley was in there to make the hit. It's on the 26-yard line of Boston, second down, 7. Well, 2 rookies teamed up. Bobby Hebert, the quarterback, Anthony Carter, a rookie wide receiver, for the 47-yard touchdown to put Michigan further ahead, 21-10. Second down, 7 for Boston. And they may have taken too much time. They did. The clock ran out on them. Let's go down to Mike Berry, and he has Anthony Carter, who just made that sensational catch.
Boy, and sure was a beauty, too, Kurt. Anthony Carter, they were bent on your back all afternoon long. It's a tough defense for Boston. You finally were able to break one free.
Yeah, we did. We thought we could hit the middle on one time, and we went in halftime and I told Coach that I could beat him deep, and, Bobby laid it up a nice pass.
Very good, Anthony Carter. That's the story from down here. Kurt, back to you.
All right, second down, 12. Carter caught his first pro touchdown pass last week. He didn't have any practice camp. Well, he was behind when he came in, but he's more than catching up now. Oh, a big rush that time by number 53, Mike Edwards, from the left outside linebacking position. Flag is down. A little scramble after it. Edwards hit on the quarterback. Watch this rush from the left. 53, watch him.
He runs right over Davis. He's so much bigger, see? Edwards is 6'4", 230 pounds, and Davis tries to cut him, which is a real good idea, except if you miss him. And you're the quarterback, number 10.
We have a flag down. And they're marching it off against the Boston Breakers. It goes to the...
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 50, after the play, third down.
Called on Mike Catalan, the reserve guard. Unnecessary roughness after the play. They penalized Boston back to their 11-yard line. They have a second down. 22 yards to go from their 11, and they're trailing in this game 21-10. Out of the shotgun, Walton, the steals tripped up and knocked off his feet at the 13-yard line of the Breakers. Robert Pennywell of Grambling wrapped him up there. Fourth down. Dario Casarino, the monster, in the punt. Anthony Carter back at the Michigan 45. Look at that average today for him. Another beautiful kick. A high spiral chasing Carter to his 35. Carter buried at the 37-yard line. The kick was so high, hang time, that the Breakers got outstanding coverage on the kick, and Carter didn't have a chance. Mike Brewington made the tackle.
Offense, come on,
it's timeout with a score. Michigan 20. The rookie Bobby Hebert fires a bad pass that time. He had Derek Holloway open, the little receiver of Arkansas, but underthrew him. And Hebert knows that he threw a bad pass.
And that'll happen every once in a while, particularly on a play-action pass. But number 29, Holloway, had his man beat 100%. Hebert should have just tried to drill in there, nice and confident cut.
Second down 10 for the Michigan Panthers.
Let's go!
Williams is back in, number 40. He's had a couple 100-yard games in recent weeks, but not today. Now he has the ball. John Williams turning outside, and they force him out of bounds. But Terry Love played that one well, the cornerback. He just slid right across the field with him and refused to let him go upfield. Merrick also assisted. A yard gain. It is third down and 9 to go for Michigan. They're in the lead, 21-10.
This is a big play because there's plenty of time. The Michigan team cannot afford to sit back and think they got that ball game. There's George Matthews, and he did a classy thing, didn't he, before the game, Kurt?
He came up and introduced himself to us, said hello. He's supposed to be a very nice man. Everybody is very fond of him here in the Breaker organization. He's the new owner of this team and this new franchise and a new league. George Matthews. Third down 9. Hebert was sacked for the first time of the game. Each team has 1 sack. Boston has had 3 turnovers. No turnovers for Michigan. Odious Lee, 71, wrapped him up. Now they give the Breaker defense a hand as they come out as punt formation and partridge.
This was because they had good coverage. Another interesting statistic. This is the first sack from the Michigan quarterback in the last 3 games. So this offensive line has done a nice job up until this time.
All right, Partridge to do the kicking on 4th down. That's a high twisting punt. Woodrow Wilson on the 26 fumbles the ball. Luckily, Boston gets it back. Charles Harbison had it. That'll give you a little heart failure, won't it, Coach?
Oh, I tell you what, a coach, when that ball goes up in the air like that, your heart is right in the middle of your throat. And now, I'll tell you why he dropped it. He didn't keep his elbows in close. You see, his elbows were out wide. When you're going to catch a ball like that, you put your elbows almost touching each other in your stomach, and the ball can't go through that hole.
Look at those bounces on that artificial turf. I'll bounce right back up to him. 1st down for Boston. They're on their 27-yard line. They're trailing 21-10. 12:16 to play in the game. They have been held scoreless here in this quarter. It goes out to number 80, Frank Lockett. Clarence Chapman pushed him out of bounds. And Walton sticking with his short game. That's Jerry Raymond got up slowly. Pass blocking number 65, the left guard. The ball's on the 29-yard line. That play went for only 2 yards. 2nd down 8. There's Jim Stanley, the head coach of the Panthers. He got his offensive line organized now. They're blocking well for their rookie quarterback, Hebert. They're going with Hebert every play of the season, as long as he's not injured. Let him develop and come along. Boston got a 36-year-old quarterback. Michigan had the 22-year-old quarterback. Walton's pass. He drilled that one. Hey, look out here. Charlie Smith over the 50 is out of bounds on the 43-yard line of Michigan. A 1st down. He got away. Finally, Arno and Greenwood had to get him from behind.
Charlie Smith, 6'1", 185 pounds, wants to throw by Walton. He really puts everything into that shot. It's one-on-one coverage, and he almost breaks away. Arno saves a touchdown.
That was a 28-yard pass. Walton to Charlie Smith. Charlie by himself, being covered there. Comes back. Now see, he spins on that pivot. Many times you can get away. Sometimes they'll fake one way and pivot the other way. 1st down. Walton. Oh, what a grab by Frank Lockett. Frank Lockett, high in the air from Nebraska, made that catch. Another 1st down for the Boston Breakers. And they now have the ball on the 18-yard line of Michigan.
Lockett is averaging 19.8 every catch this year. Now watch him get up high. Great concentration. Notice his eyes never left that ball because he knew he was going to get crocked and hit there by number 22 Chapman.
Well, Walton has thrown a 28-yard pass and a 25-yard pass in succession. 1st down Boston on the Michigan 18. Crump in motion. Walton will go to the air again. Out it goes to Crump. It's complete. He's out of bounds at the 9.5-yard line. Driven out by Mike Edwards, the outside linebacker. They have 2nd down and about a yard to go.
Remember the pregame show? We talked about Grump catching the ball down in the scoring area. Well, I'll be darned. Here they come right straight back with that same play. Grump isolated on Edwards, and he's too quick for Edwards, who is 6'4", 230 pounds, and Grump outmaneuver him.
26 out of 34 for Johnnie Walton, about 285 yards. He's approaching another 300-yard game. 367 last week against Philadelphia. Davis may have the 1st down to the 7-yard line of the Michigan Panthers. Phil Dokes stopped his forward surge. The officials have asked for time with 11 minutes and 3 seconds to play. Michigan out in front by 11, but Boston threatening. 1st down and goal to go for the Boston Breakers.
Okay, for a passing team, this is the most difficult thing for them to do, is to take the ball in 7 yards. They don't have any more depth, the defense does, to defend. You mostly have to run it in here.
Well, they had it down on the 8-yard line before and coughed it up on a fumble. Lost a chance for a touchdown. Boston's had 2 touchdowns called back today. Here's the pitch to Davis. Davis running the end. Cuts back at the 5. Hammered down at the 4. Driven to the surface by Mike Edwards. They ran away from Corker. Corker was on the left.
It was an automatic. They saw Corker on the right, and they automatically tossed it to the left. But watch the speed and quickness of Corker. He never gives up and wraps him up with a good shot right there. He's all over the field. I don't see how he can possibly play as hard as he does, as long as he does, without being physically exhausted.
I don't know why he didn't make it at Houston. Something happened down there, I guess. But he's a player. The size, the speed.
Okay.
He's mean out there. I don't mean he's dirty, but I mean he's competitive.
And here's an interesting situation right here. This is where it's man against man. Roll up your sleeve, and let's see who's a better man. No more of that fancy damn alumni passing game. Let's find out who's the toughest guy.
Now they're penalizing Michigan half the distance to the goal. Let's listen. Personal foul against Michigan. Fred Logan is on the 2-yard line. It'll be a 1st and goal to go for the Boston Breakers.
They're not in there automatically, though.
1st and goal to go. Anthony Steele, Tony Davis to the back. Flags all over the field. Now that man in motion, I don't know whether he went forward that time.
I think you'll find the right defensive end, Johnnie Corker, jumped offside.
Corker's offside. That's what they signal. Well, again, it'll be a half the distance to the goal. We'll put the ball on the Michigan 1-yard line and make it 1st down and a yard to go for a touchdown.
Encroachment. Defense, number 57. Still 1st down.
Corker offside. Let's watch it.
You know why, don't you? He can't wait around for that snap card. He wants to hit somebody.
11 penalties against Michigan. 4 against Boston. 1st and a yard to go for a Boston touchdown. Crump and Davis are the backs in the I formation. Now they go into the standard pro set. Crump on the right. Crump gets the call, and he's piled up. He was trying to dive over, but he got hit high. He got nailed up in the air by Andy Canavino of Michigan, who got him right up at the top of his leap.
Canavino is a fine football player, 6'1", 225 pounds, and he's a very hard-nosed, aggressive player against the run, and that's why they bring him in on the goal line defense here.
They're on the half-yard line now. The score 21-10. I imagine Boston might go for the 2 points if they score. That would make it 21-18, and they could get a field goal and tie it.
Just a second. Let me get my card out, and I'll tell you what they're going to do.
Okay. He's got all the odds here, figuring whether to go for 2 or not. Lee Corso. 2nd down, a half-yard for a Boston touchdown. They pass it, and it is a touchdown to Anthony Steele. A clever fake into the line, and then they threw to the halfback in the end zone, Anthony Steele, and Boston scores the touchdown.
And they got to go for 2 because they're 5 behind. That means you've got to go for 2 points.
That's right.
And again, they threw it across. I'll tell you what, they would have had a hard time running the ball against Michigan's defense.
Johnnie Walton led that charge. He hit a 28-yard pass to Smith. Then he threw 25 yards to Lockett. It was the passing game that got in there, and they finally toughed it out and got into the end zone to make the score 21-16 Michigan. Gerald Franklin is injured. Watch this fake by Walton.
Nice fake to Davis. The same play they ran before, except Walton fakes it. Throws the ball to Steele. They just brought him in, and he beat number 21, Oliver Davis, down on the goal line.
Watch this now. Play action. Steele is running backwards, notice. He'll be running backwards, facing his quarterback, catches the ball off balance, but holds on to it. And right now, let's quickly go down to Mike Berry on the sideline.
All right, Kurt, I have the man of the hour right here. Anthony Steele, the guy who likes to sing the national anthem. You're playing a good tune right now. Tell me about that play.
Well, it's just we faked it like it was a run, and just put it out in the flat, and it was there.
You're still a couple of points behind now. You guys got to rally.
Oh, yeah, we're going to come back. We're going to come back.
Anthony Steeles, thank you very much. Kurt, let's go back up to you.
This team lost to Philadelphia last week. Philadelphia Saturday night defeated Tampa Bay for its 8th win against only 1 loss. They have the best record in the United States Football League. Boston got way behind and nearly won the game in the 4th quarter last week. And there he is.
You know, that always used to get me as a coach. Here's a guy that I thought was seriously hurt. All of a sudden, he's a cheerleader. Yeah. Amazing.
All right. It's 21-16 in the new United States Football League. Like the old AFL, they have the option to go for 2. And they're going for 2. They go for 2, they'd be behind by 3. A field goal to tie it. Oh, it's always interesting, these 2-point plays.
Most of the time they try to throw it to a back in the flat.
There it is, and it's knocked down. That was a funny play, the way they started, like it was a slow developing. Everybody just stood around waiting to see what was going to happen.
They tried to pick the guys in the secondary, but you know who stopped that play? Johnnie Corker picked up that ball and then almost threw the ball and everything else. And that guy caused the play to throw the ball over his head.
So Boston fails on his 2-point try. Here it is again.
Now watch 57 come into your picture from the right-hand corner. Right here. He made him throw the ball a little bit higher than he wanted to. And not quite as fast as he did.
Chapman was there and just slapped it down. Harbison, Terry Love were down to cover the kick. Let's go to New York now for a report on the Denver-New Jersey game.
Action in the Denver-New Jersey game. Do you think Herschel Walker can't go to his left? Watch this. This is 4th period. Off the left side he goes and cruises 80 yards for the touchdown to put the New Jersey Generals in front 34-22. Herschel has 155 yards on the day and now leads the league in rushing. Back to Kurt.
We're back here. 54 yards, 52 yards for Herschel Walker. He got a slow start. Everybody said, hey, maybe he's not that good, but cream always comes to the top. But he had about 500 or 600-yard games now, hasn't he, in a row?
In a row. It takes a while to get acclimated. You know, a guy leaves the college campus, he's got to find a new house, make new friends, learn a new system, make millions of dollars and know how to spend it. You got to learn a lot of things.
Well, they got 2 great running backs in this league, rookies. Kelvin Bryant, the All-American, North Carolina. Herschel Walker, Georgia. 155 yards for Herschel Walker on the day. Hebert throwing into coverage. A dangerous, dangerous pass. A 5-point lead. And Merrick had a chance to intercept it, number 50. There were 3 defenders around the receiver. That was a bad rookie mistake.
That was a very, very poor play on his judgment. The route was there, but all of a sudden he tried to force it. He tried to force that ball into Merrick. Number 40, Love. They all got a piece of that guy. Now, the dangerous part about this play, it's 3rd down and 9. They'll bring in 5 defensive backs. This is a time where you want to make sure you do not turn the ball over if you're the Michigan team.
3rd down, long yardage. Carter's to the left, Holloway to the right. They're going to run it to John Williams. He's short of a 1st down on the 26-yard line. Hit by the Ohio State All-American Marcus Merrick. And by the outside linebacker, Ben Needham. Punt formation coming up for Michigan. Boston had just scored on a 77-yard sustained drive, and now they're going to get the ball back again. 4th down and 3. Rick Partridge in punt formation. Ira Matthews and Woodrow Wilson back. Here's the kick coming to Wilson on the 41. He is hit immediately and down covering that punt. Number 25 for the Panthers. That's John Arno, and we're going to be back here. There he is being hit with a score. 21-16 Michigan. coach's boat going right alongside of him. It's always a lovely sight this time of year. See all the sailboats and the Charles and the crews working out.
They got some great seafood, too, don't they?
Just the best. First down, Boston on the 41. Their own 41. They're trailing 21-16. They just scored, and now they're back on the attack again. Walton to Crump. Crump is stopped for about a half-yard gain. That was a delayed play. A little draw, sort of a delayed draw play, but it didn't go for much. Phil Dokes made that stop. There's Dick Corey with his back to you, the Boston coach. It's a yard gain, second down 9 for the Boston Breakers. Time remaining 8 minutes. And let's see who we have down.
It looked like Bentley, number 50.
Well, he's played some game from Central Michigan. The outstanding defensive player last year in the Mid-America Conference.
This is a kind of a game of chess right now. Dick Roach, who's the defensive coordinator of the Michigan Panthers, has changed the strategy and gone to double covering both outside men. That last time they took the ball down the field, they were only playing one-on-one coverage. You should possibly see the tight end and the backs come more into the picture catching the football.
Bentley being helped off, number 50. Something wrong with maybe his knee, ankle, leg. Pennywell, his teammate is an inside linebacker, number 59 from Grambling, aiding. Let's see who we have in there now. Corker's in there. Mike Edwards has gone in. Pennywell stays in. Second down 9 for the Boston Breakers on their 42. Walton pumping it. Down it goes to Smith. Wow, did he hold on to it? He did. Was he hit? Now that's real concentration to hold on that time. Osborne hit him as hard as a back could ever hit you. Watch this one.
I'll tell you what, I don't care. The National Football League, the Catholic League, anything. This is as good a shot as you're going to get right here. Watch. Wow! And he holds the football.
There's Smith, 85 on the inside. Here he comes. But here comes the defensive back and nailing Ray Osborne. But he held on to it and gives Boston a first down on the Michigan 34. Walton now has 310 yards in passing. Walton with plenty of time. It is complete. And out of bounds is Nolan Franz, number 84, for another first down. And Johnnie Walton, the old veteran, is picking that Michigan secondary apart right now.
This is a fantastic pass, but when you call a touch pass, if you watch, he just kind of lays it. You see how he kind of lays it into a spot? He threw that ball to a spot to Nolan Franz before Franz even turned around. Beautiful timing.
Johnnie Walton now has put 2 300-yard games together last week and this week. He's hit 29 out of 37 today for 331 yards. First down, Boston on the Michigan 13. Michigan ahead 21-16. A flip, good. And it is a touchdown to Anthony Steele, who has just scored his second touchdown of the game. And Boston has taken the lead. Boston was trailing 21-10. Johnnie Walton has passed them into the lead. They went 77 yards on one drive, and they've just come back to go 59 yards on this drive.
And they got to go for 2 again. You got to go for 2 in this situation.
That's right. They're only 1 point ahead. 22-21. If they went for the 1-pointer, Michigan could beat them with a field goal. If they get the 2 points, then Michigan could tie with a field goal but not go into the lead. So they're going for 2 points. They'll pass for it. It's out. It's good. They've got the 2 points. Richard Crump caught it. That makes it 24-21. A 2-point conversion by the Boston Breakers.
What did I see?
And the crowd now enjoying the surge back by the Breakers with 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. It is 24-21 Boston. There's the score. Boston 24, Michigan 21. Last weekend against Philadelphia, Boston scored 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. Look at Walton's statistics. He had 367 last week for a league record in his first year. He's at 344 now. 30 out of 38. Woo! Mazzetti will kick off. John Williams and Oliver Davis are deep for Michigan. And it is coming to Williams at the 4. He's out to the 10, to the 20, 25. Look out here. Good return. And he drives it all the way out. He's all the way out over to his 40-yard line. A 36-yard return by John Williams. Terry Love bumped him out.
Isn't
this fella can run, can't he?
Yes, he can. And this is the way they started the game off, right? Yep. Correct? Just like this. He went up the right side, finds a little seam, and he sprints. Now, his acceleration, as I said in the pre-game, is what makes him a good one. Now, remember, it's on the 40. There's plenty of times. There's 6 minutes and 32 seconds. They need a field goal to tie. Remember, there is also sudden death in the United States.
Come back and win it. I always called it sudden victory. I never saw the cameras on the loser. They're always on the winner. Nobody goes on the losers. I go for the sudden victory. First down, Michigan on the 40. Quick handoff, and down on the 43-yard line is Ken Lacey. Quickly down to Mike Berry.
About that play.
Well, we worked through many adversities earlier, and we just wanted to run the ball along with throwing the ball, but it seemed like to move the ball on them, you had to throw the ball a little more. So we made the adjustments, and we made the big plays.
Personally, you're doing very well. You're only about 23 yards behind the record you set last week for yardage in a game.
Well, you know, records doesn't concern me. All I want to do is keep winning, make it a team effort, and keep on rolling.
You're leading by 3 right now, Kurt.
All right, Mike, second down 7. Bobby Hebert, man open. He has it, and he held on to it. Excellent catch there by Cleo Miller, the veteran. Joe Restig nailed him, but now suddenly the ball's on the 29-yard line of Boston. Cleo Miller.
Cleo Miller comes out of the backfield as a decoy, and they jump the tight of her nuts. Watch, this is a perfect pass, what you call laying it in there. Nice soft touch. He concentrates and holds it. He gets hit by number 20 there and gets banged real good, but Cleo Miller makes a good catch. Woodrow Wilson, number 20, hit him.
Michigan on the Boston 29-yard line. 5:18 to play. 24-21 Boston. On first down, Lacey down to the 27. The fumble. First turnover against Michigan in the game. They cough it up for the first time. Lacey fumbled. Boston's Joe Restic recovers it. And Boston has the ball. Mike Brewington jarred it loose.
I'm interested to see the replay because I believe he was carrying the ball in the right hand. And the basic fundamental is when you run to the left, you carry the ball in your left hand so that they cannot strip it. Just watch if he's got it in his right hand. He sure does. Then he moves it to his left, but he doesn't have control of it. Boy, that was a big play.
It was for the Breakers. The first turnover against Michigan. So Boston huddling, Michigan waiting on defense. There's a timeout on the field, 5 minutes to go, and there's your score.
With the score 34-22 in favor of the Generals, here is Denver knocking on the door, and Ken Johnson goes in from 1 yard out. The point after is good, and with less than 4 minutes to play, it is now New Jersey 34, Denver 29. Back to Kurt Gowdy.
As usual, turnovers decisive in the final outcome. Boston, 2 of those turnovers led to Michigan touchdown. Michigan was on its way back and just turned the ball over for the first time. All right, it's Boston ball, first down on their own 27. They're leading 3 points. They give it to Anthony Steele, who scored 2 touchdowns in this game. And he's out to the 32-yard line. Time remaining, 4:50. Andy Canavino made that stop for Michigan. Second down, 6. Boston on their 32. Nolan Franz to the right. Charlie Smith to the left as the wide men out of the I formation. Walton to Franz. Franz cuts back. Gets 2 or 3 more yards to the 36-yard line of Boston. The tackle by Andy Canavino, a reserve inside linebacker.
You might wonder about that strategy, but those passes are so short and so precise that they're just about like handing the ball off. That was a little quick screen to Franz. It was a safe play. Here is a tremendous big play right here because it's 3rd down and 2. They probably will have to throw the ball to get this 3rd down and 2.
Tony Davis, Anthony Steele are the setbacks. Ball's on the 36-yard line of Boston, 3rd and 2. He's going deep to Smith. Smith pushed a man off. Smith pushed a man off. That's the 2nd time he's done that in the game. Offensive pass interference on Charlie Smith. And he's arguing. There goes another flag down.
Okay.
There goes another flag. Now this will be unsportsmanlike conduct. And this will hurt the Breakers. This is going to push him back. They'll lose it down on the pass interference. They'll be penalized back toward their own goal line. There's the unsportsmanlike conduct. And that means they're going to have to punt on 4th down.
Exactly. Now, the punter has done a great job. Casarino has kicked the ball beautifully. He's also kicked the ball very far. And the reason I mention that is the further you kick it to Anthony Carter, the better chance he has to come back and run it back for a touchdown, particularly to the outside. This was offensive pass interference. The receiver, number 85, pushed off on the defender.
They got to take one.
He wants a shot. They're behind by 3. That's their place kicker. Boyevich. Here's the big punter. Casarino coming in, who's averaged 49 yards a kick and 6 punts today. Anthony Carter, the All-American rookie of Michigan, back to receive the punt. And here go the yardages being marked off. First is the pass interference, and now the unsportsmanlike conduct.
Right, the first one was 10 yards. It's a 10-yard penalty plus a loss of down, and then they tack on an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which is a 15-yard penalty.
Pass interference, offense, loss of down, 4th down, unsportsmanlike conduct, 85, offense, 4th down.
Well, the ball, that was 2 costly penalties by Charlie Smith, pushing off. He went down the field. You saw him on the sideline, pushed the defender out of the way to catch the pass. And then he got irate and got hit with an unsportsmanlike one. Here's the punt, a poor punt by Casarino. And he shanked it. He shanked it after 6 outstanding kicks in the game. He shanks it out in his own territory. And the Michigan Panthers now are in excellent operating position. And look at the head coach of Boston, Dick Corey. The score, 24-21 Boston. Williams drove a straight dive tackle play off his left tackle for 4 yards to the 40-yard line of Boston. Hit by Mike Brewington. There are 3 minutes and 4 seconds to play in this game. Boston leads 24-21. 2nd down, 6 for the Michigan Panthers in Boston territory. Hebert complete to his tight end Cobb. Cobb's close to a 1st down. I think that's the 5th pass Cobb has caught, or the 6th one today. Let's check it. 5 for Mike Cobb, the tight end. And it's a 1st down for Michigan. Right. Again, Brewington made the tackle.
Right. Boston is double covering both 29 Holloway and number 1 Carter. You should probably see in this situation more tight end and back receptions than wide-out receptions.
Carter right, Holloway left. 1st down Michigan on the Boston 33. 2 minutes and 14 seconds to play. Michigan behind by 3 points. Lacey to the 30-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down 7. The tackle by Dario Wilkerson. And the 2-minute warning now here at Boston's Nickerson Field. There's the place kicker. His club is 3 points behind the score. The Boston Breakers 24, the Michigan Panthers 21. Kurt Gowdy and Lee Corso here in Boston. The ball's on the Boston 30-yard line. Michigan in possession, trailing 24-21. Boyevich, the place kicker, has been outstanding. His longest kick this year has been 49 yards. He has hit 6 out of 8 between 40 and 49 yards. So he can drive that ball. And there he is.
That's interesting because of the strategy you just brought out will determine what the coach will decide to do. If he's got a long field goal kicker, he will probably try to throw the ball to the tight end or to the backs. Nice, safe passes. Hebert, do not throw the ball away. Don't force anything.
2 minutes to go as Michigan puts the ball in play on the Boston 30. Hebert scrambling, throws it. It's complete to Holloway. He's at the 20. He's going to the 15. He's still on his feet, and he's out of bounds on the 3-yard line. Derek Holloway, the little scooter of Arkansas, the leading pass receiver per average for this team. A good catch. When you reach over low, that's a very difficult catch.
He's 5'7". Maybe that helped him. The quarterback was scrambling as he throws the ball. This is the first catch that Holloway has made today. I worked the Bluebonnet Bowl with Arkansas versus Florida, and he is a sensational player.
It is now 1st and goal to go for Michigan on the Boston 3.5-yard line, with Boston leading 24-21. Hagan in motion. Williams has it. Williams cutting, and he is just short as he cut off his right tackle. There's Boyevich, the place kicker. Marcus Merrick made the stop on him. It's on the 1/2-yard line. 2nd down, a 1/2 yard to go for the Michigan Panthers. And the Breakers have called timeout to stop the clock.
Exactly, and a good piece of strategy by them because, see, the Michigan team does not want to score too fast and give number 10, Walton, too much time to go the length of the field. He's capable of doing it.
Dick Corey, a very concerned head coach.
Yeah, how can Thomas score for
If they score, it'll be 27-24. All they have to do is go for 1.
Be careful, babe. Be careful. Take your time.
But he's telling him, what any coach tell a quarterback, be careful with that ball. Don't lose it. Get this touchdown, we're in good shape.
As tall as he is, he's capable to go the quarterback sneak because he's 6'4", 208 pounds. That's the safest play in the history of football to make less than a yard.
Ray Phillips back in for Boston. 2nd down, a 1/2 yard to go for a Michigan touchdown that could put them in the lead. 1:35 to play. Quarterback sneak, and he doesn't move anywhere. He doesn't budge him. 3rd down, and about the same, a 1/2 yard for a touchdown.
The reason he doesn't make this is that the defensive line from Boston gets lower. They'll get underneath the blockers, and he doesn't get a chance to blow anybody off the ball. Now, that changes the strategy of the coach. He's already tried that play once, the safest play in the history of football. He's going to try something that's not quite as safe and maybe a little bit off tackle.
We'll be back after this word from our local station. I formation, 3rd down, a 1/2 yard to go. Williams is a tailback. Michigan wrapping right on the Boston goal line. Williams diving, touchdown. John Williams scores on the dive, and Michigan is back out in front by a score now 27-24. And I imagine they'll go for the 1-pointer.
Yes, they'll go for 1 here because the field goal will not win it. This is called a dive play. In other words, remember, the rule says that any part of the ball that crosses the plane is like a plane of glass. He just dives, and that ball, all it has to do is cross the plane. If they knock him back, it's still a touchdown.
Boyevich for the point. If he makes it, Boston needs a touchdown to pull it out. Whit Taylor is holding. The kick is up. It is good by Boyevich. And the score now is Michigan 28, Boston 24. 1 minute and 23 seconds left to play.
Hi, Mom. How big?
Hi, Mom. Don Williams, who just got the touchdown.
Watch the offensive line explode out. The breakers get nice and low, but he goes over the top, and see, he just crosses the plane right there. Just does. Now, here's the strategy. There's plenty of time left. There's 1 minute and 23 seconds. If I'm not mistaken, last week, Johnnie Walton took him against Philadelphia all the way down to the field and almost won the ball game in less than a minute. So there's plenty of time for Boston to come back and win this football game. But
Boston, if you joined us late, scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to overcome a 21-10 lead. They took the lead, and Michigan has stormed right back and scored with 1 minute 23 to go. Now they're in the lead. They'll be going for the big fight right after this game is over on ABC's Wide World of Sports. 1 minute 23 seconds left. This game's 3.5 hours old right now.
And for a coach, it's going to be another 3 hours long for this minute and a half, I'll tell you, especially if you're losing.
Remember, the last 2 minutes, clock will stop on each first down. Anthony Steele has it. He's out to the 20. And he runs into the Michigan men at the 23-yard line of Boston. 1 minute 18 to play. Andy Canavino wrapped him up there. Now let's see how Michigan plays it. They'll probably give him a short game.
Absolutely. They'll keep, the rule is keep everything inside of you and in front of you so that if they do catch it, they can gang tackle and keep the clock going.
Boston goes with a slot right formation. 3 wide receivers out of the shotgun. And the pitch is to Crump. Crump should have run to the sideline. Should have run to the sideline. He stays in bounds. It's down to 1 minute 8 seconds. They're still going at 1 minute 6. I think they have 2 timeouts left. Oh, they're down to 1 timeout. 1 timeout left. Shotgun again. A quick toss to Crump. Crump heading for the sideline. And he's out of bounds. And he stops the clock for a first down. Andy Canavino took him out.
The clock is stopped now and will not start until the ball is snapped, which gives him an opportunity to get back in a huddle and call a play. They'll usually be in a shotgun in this 2-minute drill because the quarterback has better vision and it's tougher to get to him because he's already set back.
At the 37-yard line of Boston, you notice Michigan just backpedaling and giving him those short passes.
Keep him inside and in front of every defender.
51 seconds to go. Michigan ahead 28-24. Out of the slot right. Walton bombs it down the middle. It's caught by Smith. Smith is tackled at the 44-yard line. It's another first down, and the clock stops with 43 seconds to go.
The clock will not start now until the team lines up. Johnnie Corker is out of his element. He's trying to play pass defense. He should be rushing the quarterback. Watch, Corker does not react as quick as he could. Smith makes a good play.
34 out of 42 for Johnnie Walton. For 383 yards, a new league record. Of course, this is only the first year of the league. Last week, 367 yards for Walton. And that was the most passing yardage in a single game. And he's broken his own record this week.
The impressive thing about that, Kurt, is the more I watch him, the more I'm impressed with the different kinds of passes he's thrown in this ball game. Some guys are throwers. This guy looks like a passer.
Of course, Walton will be the first to tell you we didn't win last week and we're behind right now. Forget all the yardage and all the record. 37 seconds to go. 28-24 Michigan. First down on the Michigan 44. Walton is throwing the bomb to Smith, and he's out of bounds. And there's a flag down.
I'm not sure. I think he pushed him out of bounds. I don't think it's a flag as much as he pushed him out of bounds.
Yeah.
And once you go out of bounds in professional football, you cannot come back in and catch it. It's not like that in college football. You can be pushed out of bounds and come back and catch the winning touchdown in college football.
31 seconds to play. Third down and 10 now for the Boston Breakers. 28-24 Michigan. Michigan scored with 1:23 to play to take the lead after Boston had surged back with 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. Shotgun again. Clock moving. He's got it. That's Lockett. Lockett's at the 20, the 15, and he's out of bounds on the 10-yard line. Ron Osborne took him out.
They like to go to Lockett because he's a game breaker, but he's knocked out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. It's a nice sideline pass. Watch. All he's got to do is push him out of bounds right there. The official sees it. I guess he said he was out of bounds. You notice that one extra point, how important it was?
They say he stepped out on the 29, but it's a first down Boston. 23 seconds to go. 28-24 Michigan. On first down, Walton throws. It is incomplete to Charlie Smith. They used up 5 seconds. 18 seconds remaining. Oliver Davis covering Charlie Smith.
Well, here's a lot of strategy going through that, Kurt, because they've got a set plan right now with 18 seconds. They practice it. They call it the 2-minute drill. And I think they probably, in this situation, will try to get the ball to Lockett, number 80, since he is a game breaker and has got great ability to run after he catches the football. Jim Stanley right there is thinking, what a way to make a living.
Boston has 1 timeout left. 18 seconds to go. It's moving again on him. Now the pass is complete, and out of bounds goes Tony Davis at the 21-yard line. 12 seconds to play. 28-24 Michigan.
Okay, I'm going to make a prediction.
All right.
I shouldn't do this. They say never do it. Lockett is going to go 10 yards, break across from the left to the right, and he's going to try to throw it to him for a touchdown.
Lockett's coming left, right, left to his right.
Right.
In other words, going to run a slant pattern.
Right, I'm already right. He's going to the left side.
The first 400-yard passing game in the new United States Football League by Johnnie Walton today. 405 yards. There he is. And he's throwing to Lockett, and it's nearly intercepted by number 24, Fred Logan. And a complete pass from the end zone. Let's take a look at Logan defending Walton.
Okay. Lockett's a guy that's going to throw the ball, but he goes to the outside instead of the inside, and they got nice coverage on it with Logan. The reason why I said he might come to the inside is you notice Logan, number 24, was playing him on his outside, giving him a little bit move to the inside.
Anthony Steele back in. There's the clock at the top. 7 seconds to go. 28-24 Michigan. On the 21-yard line of Michigan. Boston trying to pull it out here. They need the touchdown. Now they're down to 4 seconds to get this play off. It is a completion to Lockett at the 4-yard line. And the game is over, according to the clock. The game is over. That's it. Boston is stopped on the 4-yard line as the gun goes off, and Michigan has won its 4th in a row, defeating the Breakers 28-24. Michigan won the game with 1:23 to go on a last drive. Corey is arguing there with the officials, and a big argument going on that they had one more play coming to him. Dick Corey is irate down there as he follows the officials. Once again, the final score, the Breakers had the ball on the 4-yard line as the gun went off. Michigan 28, Boston 24. Stay tuned now for ABC's Wide World of Sport, featuring the WBC World Lightweight Championship live from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Edwin Rosario will battle Jose Luis Riveros for the title vacated by Alexis Aguero. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines.